Comfy, good?
Oh, yeah, I'm solid.
Fucking mood setting candle and shit. Came in with the lights were dimmed and shit. I was like, hold on, let me hit the lights before he thinks.
Like what you was doing here before I got here, man?
Hey, look, cheers real quick. Cheers. I like the new setup, man.
That's dope.
I was gonna say it looks different from last time you came in.
It definitely does. It definitely does. The walls are different. The seating arrangement's different. Everybody been leveling up, man. I was looking at
the grown folks.
Yep.
Shout out to Carl and Lex.
Exactly. They just got a new setup. They looking real godly over there with all that white. They looking real dope over there.
You know, first thing I thought when I saw that, I was like, damn, white?
Me too. And then for me, because I'm such a big fan of the Joe Budden podcast, I thought about the white couches. But I was like, I did think that too. I was like, are those leather? Because white is going to be a challenge for sure.
Carl's a huge Budden fan though. Mm-hmm. If you listen to him, you can hear like a lot of like Budden in him and shit.
I was just about to say that. And and I feel like most people do, like whatever you consume the most of with like music, TV shows, whatever, you kind of speak like them. Yeah. And I've noticed that I speak like Joe and his co-host.
Oh, no shit? Yeah.
In like my regular life, and I'm conscious of that, and I try not to sound like him when I'm on the mic. Because I listen to everything that drops.
I'm a big fan of Flip, his charisma, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I remember I did a pod with my girl, I was like, huh? Mm-hmm. You know, and I was like, whoa, wait. Consuming too much Flip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you looking for me, you can find me at the spot. Chopping it up with Jonah, we talking about what's hot on the block. Up in Dago, man, we bumping. Keeping it confidential, you know this how we coming, we in front. Looking for that real, better tune in and stick by. Put on for the city every time that I dip by. Getting to that gritty every time that we sit down. Promise you it's real every time that I get round. Come on. Been in the field playing, we work.
Welcome back, Barbershop, Confidential, the podcast, your boy JONA. You already know we got my boy Big Mike in the house. I wouldn't name all his podcasts, but he got a lot.
Ain't Got It Yet podcast. That's
Ain't Got It Yet podcast. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Good?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm happy to be back.
Appreciate
changes for both of us since the last time I was here.
Yeah, dude. Life be doing his thing sometimes.
Exactly. We both had female co-hosts. We now do our show solo.
Dolos.
I mean, you're actually about to get married. I'm going through a divorce right now. Last time I was here,
talk about
married,
life be like
exactly
crossing paths and shit. You on the way out, I'm the way in and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
I gotta spit this gum out. My fault, bro.
Oh, try to right within the corner.
I had a hot dog before I came in. I was like, I can't walk in and hit him.
Costco one or what?
Nah,
Costco ones be having the breath smelling funky.
They do.
Yeah.
But the hot dogs are fire though. Hot dogs are fire for sure.
Yeah.
But anywho, said life intersecting. We both going through changes and all of that.
That's how life is though, man. You know, keeps it fun.
You ready to be married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been with my girl forever, so
that's what's up. How long have you been together?
9 years this month.
Dope.
So
dope.
I mean, we just actually today went to go get our license.
That's what's up.
Or at least start the process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I went and got my suit for the wedding, so now I just got to get it tailored.
Nice.
Get it fitted right, you know.
That's what's up.
Because, you know, off the rack, they come a little sloppy and shit.
I don't like to, and one of my homies, I think he, thought I was, being bougie. But I don't like to buy dress clothes off the rack. They don't look right, bro. They don't, I don't know if it's because I'm so slim or what it is, but, when you just buy a shirt, off the rack or out of the pack, out of the plastic.
It don't fit right.
It don't fit right.
Yeah.
You gotta take the time and get your dress clothes, fitted to your body the right way for sure.
Unfortunately for me, you know, big boy shit, we're limited on what we can buy. But I learned a few years ago about tailoring. Mm-hmm. So all my jeans, as long as they fit my waist, that's all that matters right there because I'm going to take them to the tailor.
Right.
And I had bought one pair of pants, I forgot where, but they fit. You know, that one pair that just fits, you're like, damn, these were made for me. Mm-hmm. And so I take them with them and be like, copy that. Mm-hmm. Just, you know.
Every time.
I just need this.
Copy and paste.
Copy and paste that for me. Thank you. It's just better that way. You know, you get the fit you want.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me about it though. How many groomsmen, how many bridesmaids you got?
None of that. It's a real small, intimate wedding. It's just family and really close friends.
That's what's up. I feel like that's the best way to do it, man.
Yeah, we didn't want to not to be mean or disrespectful, but we didn't want to buy a bunch of foods for a bunch of people. Yeah. And we're not trying to please anybody of come check out our wedding and shit. Mm-hmm. We're just doing it for us and shit.
I feel it.
And those who fuck with us, so, you know.
I think I'm a big stand-up comedy fan. I think it was Jim Gaffigan. He was talking about how, he's like, when you really think about, weddings are kind of they're kind of psychotic. It's these two people chose to be in love. They're like, hey, we're going to pretend to be a king and a queen for the day. You all come watch us.
Come be our jesters.
Right. We're going to pretend to be royalty. You guys should watch us pretend to be royalty for the day. I never looked at it like that until I'm like, that's literally what it is, though.
I also think about it like, let's say you spend like the 40, 50 racks. Mm-hmm. It's a venue, you're getting food, and you know, each plate is for everybody. Sometimes they don't go, so you still pay for it. Like the place you're having is like, they don't care. You know, you ask for 100 plates, you're getting 100 plates. Mm-hmm. And how many of those people are there and they're judging your wedding? Mm-hmm. Like, you believe they got this?
That's facts.
Oh, they couldn't give us an option. Uh-huh. Like, look at these centerpieces. Uh-huh. These are ugly. Uh-huh. For the shitty gift they're gonna give you,
right?
You know what I mean? So we were like, nah, fuck all that shit. Let's just keep it it simple and shit.
I love weddings, bro. I love love. Like, as I'm going through divorce, I love love, and I love going to weddings. It's like for me, I don't know if it's gonna feel that way now, but like after getting married, every time I went to a wedding, it was like, oh, this is so dope, man. Like, after you know what it means, like what it feels like to go through it, to watch other people go through it, and like, to understand how happy they are and to know some of the things that they have coming is really, really dope.
Now that you're divorced or getting divorced?
Still going through the process.
Do you look at love a little bit more cynical now? Like, enjoy it while it lasts.
No, not at all. No? I still love love. I'm still a big fan. I don't know if you can be a fan of love, but I'm still a big fan of love. I still believe in marriage. I still believe in marriage. I was telling my mom a couple weeks ago, I don't know if I'll get married ever again. I doubt. I don't want to say I doubt. I don't know. The way I feel right now, I doubt I'll ever get married again.
Right.
But I do very much still believe in marriage and believe it's a really dope union for sure.
Never know. Somebody might come in your life and change that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And because of the way I love and how much I love, it's very possible that it'll happen again.
Oh, okay.
But I'm a little bit tainted.
You're a sucker for love and shit.
I don't want to say that, but I'm down to spend my life with someone. I don't know if I'll do the whole like actual like sign a marriage license and do all that again. Like, if I find
the whole legal process of it.
Yeah. If I find somebody that I like and I want to spend my life with you, yeah, I'm down for that still. I don't know if I'll like go through the process of getting married again though.
Okay, no, I feel you. But that's how I felt. I felt actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just telling Kat, my girl, her name's Kat. Mm-hmm. I was just telling her that maybe because my dad and mom weren't really married, like they didn't have a marriage, like a wedding. Mm-hmm. That I've always looked at it like, well, I mean, if whoever I'm with wants to do it, like, it was never like a dream of mine. Like, I was never growing up like, I can't wait to be married and walk down, you know what I mean? See her walk, like, that was just never like something I thought I'd experience.
See, it wasn't a dream for me, but like my parents are still married and they're still like the cute married, like they still have date nights, they still be all googly eyes at each other. So I was blessed to see and still get to see a successful marriage. And so it wasn't something that I was like, I couldn't wait to do, but it was definitely something that I knew I would always do. It was something that I always wanted to do. I wasn't like, I can't wait. I wasn't like, respectfully, that's like more like girls, like they dream about their dress and the wedding. And
like they already know what's going to happen. They were just missing.
I didn't have my whole wedding mapped out and planned out, but I knew I would be married one day for sure. And I never ever thought I'd get divorced.
And I never thought I'd get married, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Just like we're on the same road, just on the other side of it and shit. That's crazy.
You say you guys been together for 9 years, or
about to be 9 years? Okay, that's what's up. And at the end, after the week after Thanksgiving, so 9 years, man. Fuck, time flies, man.
Right. Was there ever any pressure from her to pop the question?
You know what's funny? One time we had like a Friendsgiving, and you know, after a while, like your friends start going with like, yo, you know, when you gonna propose? And there wasn't pressure, but there was like the questions started coming up like more frequently, and I was like, you know, like I started thinking about it, and then I don't know what I did, but I bent down to pick something up, and everybody's reaction was like, he's doing it. And so she got kind of like excited, and then I popped up and I was like, what happened? And she was like, oh my God, like she had like got like that little like anxiety almost that I was about to pop the question, and I was like, what the fuck happened here? Yikes. But when it happened, she was shocked because she had no idea.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So how'd you do it? How'd you propose?
We went to Seattle at the Space Needle.
Dope.
I had the ring on me. I was nervous, man. It was like, I don't know, like, you know how you see videos of girls that say no? I think when you know your girl well enough, you know she's not going to say no.
Yeah.
Or like embarrass you at least. And so I knew she wouldn't say no, but I was still nervous, like, damn, I'm about to do this. I'm about to get on the knee, crease my J's for this woman and shit. Right. But it was cool. It was a little nerve-wracking though.
No, you definitely get nervous for sure. Like me and my lady were together, you know, my ex, I should say, were together for, and we talked, we had the whole conversation about like, you know, like we should just go ahead and like get engaged. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh damn, like
we were pretty much like already engaged when I proposed. Like she had no clue it was coming, but I'm basically saying I knew she was gonna say yeah. We had all the conversations. I knew she was gonna say yeah, but I was still nervous.
Yeah. I think the same thing. She was just kind of like, you know, whenever you're ready. And I was like, let me do it at my own time and shit. Right. Yeah, I didn't tell nobody.
Okay.
Only my mom knew because she cleaned the ring for me before I did it. So
I didn't tell anyone either. Not even my parents, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anyone. I just took her out to dinner and proposed at dinner.
I think it was the hardest part was telling my mom. I've always had like this weird like relationship. Right? Like I don't like sharing with my mom.
Really?
Like personal, like who I dated or like, you know, dating experiences. I just never had that comfort. I've always been afraid that she wouldn't approve. And so I've always kept that kind of that part of my life away from her, like who
just
I'm dating.
That or other things as well.
Well, you know, like adult things, just like things I felt like she probably wouldn't approve of. I didn't have like a really open relationship with her, so telling her that I was going to propose was like a step. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what's really, I didn't mean to cut you off. You know what's really interesting about that, bro? Like because, and I was just thinking about this last night, because my parents have this like really healthy and really successful marriage, I was a little bit like, I was embarrassed to tell them that I was getting divorced. I felt like I was letting them down.
Oh, I was going to ask you that actually.
I felt like I was letting them down.
Because their marriage is more, you know, but still going and shit.
I felt like I was letting them down or like disappointing them, or like I was looking at it like, yo, we don't do that in our family. Like we don't
break.
Yeah, we don't get divorces in our family. But that's just me in my own head looking at what I had in my house. Because both of my parents' parents, multiple marriages.
Oh wow,
they've had both multiple divorces.
Oh shit,
you know what I'm saying? And so it was just me in my house looking at what I had and be like, I'm always gonna replicate that. And then when I wasn't able to, I guess, I felt like I was letting them down. I remember like even telling my mom, like I for sure like feel like I let you and dad down. She's like, you ain't let us, like what? You ain't let us down. Like what are you talking about? You know what I mean? And it's just like, and to your point about like adult things and like adult topics that you like probably don't share with your parents. I was the same way until I shared a couple of things, and it was like, it's your mom. Like she gonna accept you. She gonna love you. You know what I mean? And for me, it was there was more there because my mom is my father's a pastor, so my mom's the first lady, and so it was other things. It's like not even like divorce or like anything that like in adulthood that isn't Christ-like or Christian-like. It was like I can't talk to my mom about that. You know what I mean? But now that I'm older, my mom she knows I'm a Christian, but she know I ain't her. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't talk to about everything, but I could still talk to my mom about things. And now being divorced and spending more time around my mom, I forgot how much I really valued just having just adult conversations with my mom. It's really dope. That's
actually, I think when I didn't live with my mom, our relationship got better because we have such a similar person. She's always taught me and my sister, never back down from anybody, stand your ground, defend yourself, no matter who it is, don't trust nobody. And so when we give her pushback, she'd kind of get upset, like, why y'all giving me pushback? Because you taught us that. Like, you taught us to never back down, never, let anybody talk to us any type of way. So we'd bump heads a lot. And then moving out, when I moved out of all the times that I did, our relationship would get better just because we weren't bumping heads all the time. Our conversations were more like, how you been, what you doing and shit. So it's pretty cool. No, I know what you mean though.
I can say that about me and my dad. Actually, at one point, I don't feel that way anymore, but I want to say I'm a mama's boy. Like, I've always been a mama's boy my entire life. But there was a few, maybe like 2-3 years in my life where I was like, I felt way closer to my dad than I did my mom. And it was like, I don't want to say trippy, but it was just different. Because I've always been like anything my mom is doing, whether she cooking, reading a book, watching TV, I'm right there. I've always been right there with my mom. And so it was like I don't know if it's because like I'm a man now and obviously he's a man and we could relate on that level. But I remember like feeling like I ain't really, and I've never like said this out loud, but it was like at one point I was like, oh, I ain't really, I'm cool on mom for right now. I'm gonna hang out with dad, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, shit got what's going on inside and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean then you get his perspective and shit. You'd be like, dang, it's different from this side when you hear like him telling you things and shit like that. Yeah,
for sure.
That's crazy, man. Life be a trip
for sure. Yeah.
I've learned that in doing all these podcasts, like. Just see some kind of these conversations, you become self-aware of some things. You're like, oh, fuck, I never even thought about it until I said it out loud and shit, talking to somebody. It's like therapy and shit.
I like that. And see, I was just, I I think it was Joe Budden. He was like, man, you podcasters using your show as therapy. And he was like, I seemed like he was judging people for it. I like that part of podcasting.
Yeah.
I very much appreciate. I don't want to like. There's certain things you gotta go get worked out in therapy. Like there's certain things you can't come and talk to the homie about it with a camera. Yeah. But there's like other things where it's like,
especially because I'm gonna give you the worst advice.
right. You're not good at advice, or you like to just be funny about it, or what?
I like to be funny about it, and like I think I'll favor like the bad decisions over the healthy ones and shit. Just like, man, you gotta live. You know, like sometimes following the rules is not letting you live, and I feel like you might have some regret later on in life, and it's better to be like, that shit was fun though. You know?
Yeah, for sure. You stay having fun. That's why I like your show, bro. I watch your show and it makes me feel like I don't have enough fun on my show. I enjoy every episode. I'll have episodes like full episodes where the conversation's always dope. And the conversation's always dope. But I'll have episodes where like we don't really laugh.
Oh, bro.
And that's cool.
Yeah. That's sometimes it's good to have like the serious ones.
Yeah, shit. But when I decided I wanted to broadcast and podcast, it was like I saw Charlamagne's show and I saw Joe Budden's show. I saw Andrew Schultz and like all these people that are like, they have fun every episode. Yeah. And sometimes when I'm packing up, I'm on the way home, I'll be like, that was a pretty deep conversation. It was dope. People are going to enjoy it. Like we didn't laugh at all. And like I want to, you know what I mean? But I like to let the conversation go. You're right. Yeah. I like to let the conversation go where it's supposed to though. So I'm not tripping about it, but just sometimes I'd be like.
That actually happened when I went on your show.
Yeah. Like, yep, that's very true.
Normally I am like just very cracking jokes and shit, but we got into like some deep shit and I left it and I was like, damn. I feel like I disappointed you.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I don't want to say disappointed, but I expected to just have a bunch of laughs with you. And that's not at all. I'm not tripping, but that we didn't, the conversation just went somewhere else.
It went to where it went,
Right. And like I said, I love that about podcasting though. For sure.
So now that how do you feel now, like talking about like the divorce and?
I'm fine. I'm totally fine.
Cool with it.
And when you saw the clips that came out on my podcast, that was like, I was to the point where I'm like, I can fully talk about this without crying, without getting in my feelings, without, you know what I mean? I'm fully okay.
I was just thinking the other day, and maybe you can help me, because now that how long were you with your lady for, your ex?
Married, or how long were we together?
Just in general.
13 years.
Faithful. 13 years?
Yes.
All right. I'm not saying that you cheat or anything like that, but now that you're single, and I always think like, some of these, you know how girls be like, oh, you're in my DMs talking to yourself and shit, and I was like, so why are you single? Like, that's what single people should do. Like, shoot their fucking shot. Like, who like, if I were single, I'd be in all the likes, I'd be in all the DMs, just fucking not giving a single fuck because you're single. Like, what else are you supposed to do, right?
It was, I don't want to say like weird at first, but it was different because it's like, I haven't, the last time I shot a shot at somebody, that like DMs weren't even a thing.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't get it twisted. I've been, young enough to know what it feels like to be like, have been outside and like meet a girl, get her phone number and text her and all that. But as far as like
social media type,
right? Yeah. Like Instagram is like a dating app. It's now that I'm single, that's how it feels. Like it feels like a dating app, and I've shot a couple shots, but I think, and see my one of my homies like, bro, you know what you was doing, like talking about being single now on your pod. I'm like, no, I just share my life on my show. But after putting that out, a good, not a lot. I don't want to make it like that, but a good,
all the fucking hoes.
Nah, not at all. But a good few have been like
young ladies.
There you go. A good few have reached out, like, and a few that knew me when I was married. It was like, oh, you just needed the opportunity, huh? I ain't go.
We ain't got to drop names or nothing.
No,
like that.
I'm not going. I would never do that. I would never do that. But there was this. And actually, I don't know this girl personally. I've never even met her. But I put out one of the clips talking about my divorce. She's like, divorce? Are you single now? Hey, right?
Hey, shoot.
I said, I'm brand new single. What you doing?
Yeah.
And she was like, that don't mean nothing to me.
Right.
I said, oh, you messy, huh? She said, I sure am. I said,
you should have told her. Should have been messy.
I said, oh my Lord. But it's been what I've also come across with that though is women will, of course, like you see somebody's Instagram, you could tell right off the top if you think they're attractive or not.
Right.
So that's but so many women have told me like I could tell me and you we'd have like, not so many, a few women have told me I could tell like if we went on a date we'd have a really good time.
Hey.
I'm like, how do you know that? Like I could just tell, like I've watched your podcast and just like your perspective and the way you talk about things, I know we'd have great conversations. At least 4 girls have told me that, and I'm like, I feel like it's just like a,
that's them shooting their shot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I feel like it's just a ploy, like you trying to like, I appreciate it, but it also like after like a few, it's like, is this genuine? Because it's like you're trying to.
Maybe they're just trying to fulfill a curiosity they've had.
And see, I was looking at it like you're trying to like show me that you're into what I do as a way in, which is cool.
That's what we do though.
If it's genuine though,
that's what we do.
Yeah,
look at you and little Caleb. I love the park. You know, I play basketball. I could teach him a little crossover or something.
That's true. That's true.
I'm not even trying to get at you. I'm just saying.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that's true. I just wonder if it's like, and I don't want to make it like that, like I'm some big shot out here and all that. Like it's not like that. But just the ones that have like used like the podcast as a way to like shoot a shot. Yeah. I wonder if it's genuine or if it's just like, this is my interest and this is my life, so you're using it as a way in. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we go on a date.
We do that too. So yeah. I wouldn't.
I don't. That's why I'm giving you pushback on it. I do know that it's real. Yeah. I do know that it's real, but I don't. If there's some like I love sneakers, and if I go to a girl's page and she's a sneakerhead, I might ask about that. But it's real. Right. I'm not just it's a way. I think you're cute, and I want to talk to you, and this is a way in. But it's genuine. I do really like your sneakers. I do really like your style. If you don't really, you don't listen to podcasts, and you're not into podcasts, and you're just talking me up about podcasting to go on a date.
Yeah, but like you said, you'll find out when you meet her.
Yeah, that's true.
Because then it'll come out.
That's true.
Like, oh, you really don't listen.
That's true.
You was just bullshitting.
Yeah, free. Yeah,
okay, now I know why we here.
You're right.
Have you gotten any like side eyes? You know how like what's he doing in here? Aren't you married?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you gotta be like, nah.
This dude got me talking about all my DMs and stuff now. One girl, really pretty.
I was just curious, bro.
Oh, you can ask anything, bro. One girl was like, again, I'm never like, I'm not aggressive with it. I'm like, we gonna have a genuine conversation. And then depending on where this genuine conversation goes, I might shoot a shot like, oh, let me take you to go do this, or let's go do this or whatever. And the conversation's cool. Like it's just, casual, nothing, shoot no shot. And then I shot a shot. I was like, oh shit, I forget what it was. Like, oh, that'd be dope to do that together. And she like left me on red for like 2 hours. And this was like a conversation. It was like back and forth, like right as soon as I hit send, she replying. We replying back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I shot a shot to take her out, and she left me on red. And I was like, am I out of pocket? Am I out of pocket? And she was like, well, yeah, because you married. What are you doing?
At least she was like, legit about it.
Right,
because she didn't be like, well, fuck, you don't give a fuck.
Right. Like, if you don't care, I don't care.
Yeah.
But she was like,
I don't know her.
She was like, well, yeah, you out of pocket because you married. And she said, what are you doing? And I was like, nah, I appreciate that, Queen, but I'm not married anymore. She was like, oh, okay. Well, when you trying to come?
In that case,
it's been cool. I ain't trying to be out on a bunch of dates like that, man. I got stuff I got to focus on.
You got kids.
I got kids. I got to get a new whip. I'm trying to get these shows off the ground. I'm trying to grow the shows that I already have. Like I got to get out and have some fun. See some pretty faces and have a nice meal. But that ain't like I'm not out looking for a girl. I'm not.
Yo, I don't even think I could be single if my girl like me and didn't work out. Mm-hmm. Just because I feel like dating these days is different from when I met my girl.
For sure, it's the wild west, bro.
Yeah, I feel like now you got to be tricking to like even catch their attention, and I'm not about tricking.
Not at all. Even if you got it, it's still tricking. I was telling my brother and my homie Jesse. They just came down from my annual kickball game. I took another L at my kickball game.
You had to give your own trophy away.
It's my game, so I buy the trophy.
Yeah, but you had to give it away.
Yeah, bro. They cheated though, man. I'm the type like anyway. I forgot what I was about to.
I think you digress.
I forgot what I was about
to say. You saying your homies came down?
There you go. Talking about. There you go. The homie, like I was talking about, they were asking me like being single, like what is it? And one of the other homies, he's newly single. He wasn't married, but he was in a long-term relationship. And we were walking back to the car, and I was telling him, I was like, for like me, I'm 35. I've met nothing but. There's been no in between. I've met girls that are like women, respectfully, that are like 25, that between like 25 and 27, with like one exception, that don't really have much going on, but they want to see what I got going on, and they want to. I don't want to see what I got. They're not trying to be like gold diggers, but they down to kick it with me and see what I got going on.
Yeah.
And on the other end of that, I've met a bunch of like beautiful like boss chicks. Over 36, 37 that get to the money in a real way. And then so like they talking to me, I touch a little money myself, but they like multiple business owners, travel once a month, kids are older and I got 2 small kids and they looking at me like I like you, but I don't really know what we could do together because like I can move how I want. Like I got this money, my kids are out my house, and I'm successful. You still building what you're doing, and you got 2 small kids. Like I really don't know what we could really do together. I've met no in between, bro.
No, it's either one or the other extremes.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's crazy. But you can tell that the age has a lot to do with it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And even I will say this though, it depends where. Well, obviously that's obvious, but it depends like where you meet them though. Because like true. Some of the like, if you meet them like outside, like the outside I'm talking about. Yeah. You gotta look the part and the whole 9.
Oh yeah.
You gotta look like money.
Yeah, you have to.
If you meet a girl that's under 26 outside, you gotta look the part. If you meet her somewhere else, it's probably a good game. Yeah. Probably a good game.
I mean, the looks part is going to get you like access, and then your mouthpiece can take over.
Absolutely.
Like if you ain't got it yet, or you're working on it, your mouthpiece can help you, get the rest of the way there.
Absolutely.
But at first, definitely you have to like look at least the part like, oh, he's out here, he's moving and shaking and shit. Yeah, that's why I thought I had like a hard time myself, like. Because I met my girl at the club, but I really met her like on some genuine shit. Like I told her like I don't want your name, your number, nothing. I just want to dance, and it worked. So, it don't always work.
That's smooth.
But that was the first time I tried it, but it worked. And then like my mouthpiece after that, like getting to know me, got me the rest of the way there. But yeah, you got to get it how you get it sometimes, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mouthpiece is the biggest thing.
Yeah. For sure.
Mouthpiece is the biggest thing. You can't. Let me stop. Mouthpiece is the biggest thing, man. Mouthpiece is you gotta obviously. If she don't think you attractive, then you gonna have a hard time. So you gotta. You gotta.
It don't matter what you say.
Right. You gotta look like something when you walk up to her, when you send a DM or whatever. But after, if your face card gets you access, mouthpiece closes the deal for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Or like your fit, your shoes, whatever. Is there anything that catches their interest? I guess. Not trying to give no dating advice. It's gonna be like, what you know? Nothing. Right. I don't know shit.
Right.
Because what works with one girl ain't gonna work with the next
at all. I definitely can't say I know nothing. Nah. I know what works for me. I know what works for me. That's it.
But you don't have to get messy or not. You can just say yes or no. Any of like her people you've met through her slide the DMs?
No.
That's what's up. That's respectful.
And that's what I could say, bro. Like we ain't gotta. I'm down for it, but we ain't gotta talk about my situation the whole episode. But we a very mature divorce and separation for sure.
That's good though.
No beef. Like my mom was actually commending me on it the other day. She was like, I gotta give you and her some kudos. Like the way so amicable. Like I don't know if I could do that. It's like I'm up in Escondido now, and like she'll come and like stay the night if I need to go like do something.
To watch the kids?
She'll stay and like be with the kids, and vice versa. I'll come down, like I live up in Esco now. I'll come down if she need to do something. I'll come down and stay at her house and be with the kids. And like I was actually telling one of my homegirls the other day, like not too long ago, like all the 4 of us, like we all went to the store. And I'm quite sure if I ran into somebody that doesn't know that I'm divorced, they would have been like, "Oh, I saw you and the wife in the store."
Oh yeah.
Like we still, you know what I mean? Because like we're still great. Like she's still my best friend. Like she's still one of my best friends. We're still great friends. We still like send each other like memes and reels and stuff. We still like still great friends. Just the romantic part and the intimate part is completely gone. But our friendship is A1.
That's solid.
A1 for sure. Yeah.
That's solid shit. Have you thought about like those bridges that are like to come? Because y'all still young. I mean, like you said, you've had a couple girls be like, "Oh, what, you single now?" I'm pretty sure she's probably had some guys who've been like, there's always the guys that been chilling in the corner waiting for waiting for the bench to be called up and shit.
Right.
Have you thought about like, damn, or have you guys even talked about like, what we gonna do when we date? Like, we gotta sit there because you don't want no random dude around your kids. She's probably not gonna run some random girl.
No, that's not happening. That's not happening. We're both, like I said, very, very mature, very respectful, and we're still friends. And our kids are first and foremost. Like, we're great friends, but our friendship don't got nothing that like. It's about the kids. So like, nah, I'm not. We're not. Nah. She wouldn't do that.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least you guys talk about it though. That's
the thing. We haven't spoken about it.
Oh,
we haven't.
It's just like a mutual understanding.
Yeah, just like we both love our kids to the utmost. I'm not finna. You gonna have to. A girl would have to have been around me to meet my kids after a little while.
Yeah.
But to be around them, like normally, like on a regular basis, nah, that's not. That'd be like after like a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
I feel you.
Once I get comfortable with you and I feel like, hey, I might could spend some time with this girl. Then it's probably time to meet my kids, but you're not finna be
like around them,
picking them up from school,
where they know who they
packing lunches and all. Nah.
That takes years for sure.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
But I've met people like both men and women who kind of introduce that life, and those people quick.
Mm-hmm. And more power
not that
to
I'm
them.
like judging them, but I'm judging them. Like, that was fast.
More power to them. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you just move different. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And I try to, and I got this from my dad. In most situations, I try to put myself in the other person's shoes. So like, it's hard to like envision because my parents are still together. But if my parents got a divorce, and I was like every day with my mom, and some new nigga just came around trying to tell me
what to do and shit.
Yeah, or even if he was the nicest guy, like trying to help and do things that my dad would normally do, I'd be like, if you don't get this dude away from me. My dad will do this.
Yeah.
I know it's cool. You know what I mean? So nah, I wouldn't. Nah.
The good thing is that you have she's good.
Yeah.
You know, she ain't on no bitter revenge tour.
Not at all.
Like some of the like single moms that I be having on here, I be like, yo.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
What are you doing? I try to like stick up for dudes like as a brethren thing. Like y'all killing me, man.
I be seeing them. Yo, guess me. I be tripping out. I be like, yeah, that's a funny one right there.
Well, shit. Welcome to the new life, man. Single, still young.
Oh yeah.
You got your kids. You experience that part of life. Now you get to experience the next part of it and shit. And I'm excited for you, man.
Thank you. I've already had a lot of fun. I don't want to say it like that, but I've been enjoying being single. I don't want to say I've already had a lot of fun because that make it sound like I've been out here like
hoeing and
chasing girls down in the hotel rooms, and that's not the case at all. But I'm enjoying being single. I like going out to Soul Sunday, like getting a babysitter, which is normally my mom or a family member or something, but like knowing that my kids are totally fine somewhere and going to Soul Sunday or anywhere else and not have to think about getting home at a certain time.
Or even like a potential like argument.
Yeah.
You know, like why are you coming home so late, or why weren't you answering your phone? Like, luckily, I can say like honestly, like I don't deal with that. Like me and my girl's communication is on point. If I'm out till 5 a.m, as long as she knows where I'm at, you know, she don't have to worry about nothing because I don't move like that. But I've been around those, you know, like where the fuck you at type shit. So yeah, that could be exhausting.
I can say I had that too. I wasn't like, if I said I was going to be home at 9 and now it's 10, she's asking, am I okay? She's like, well, what are you doing? It wasn't that. It's like, are you okay? Like you said, is everything good? Yeah. And I'm a very forgetful dude, so that would happen a lot. But it was never like, I'm
hella forgetful.
I don't think I know anyone more forgetful than me, bro.
Oh, for real?
I don't know anyone more forgetful than me. I luckily made it. The reason I made it here right at 8:30 and not a little bit sooner is because I couldn't find my car key for like 15 minutes. I was so frustrated, bro. I took my hat is a little wrinkled. I took my hat off and threw it. I almost messaged you like, bro, we're gonna have to reschedule again, bro. But I typed it and then deleted it and put my phone down, took a deep breath, got a glass of water, and then looked for it for another 5 minutes, and I found it.
I had heard this saying, and it's hard to like the saying. It sounds weird, but it makes sense. When you're in a rush, slow down.
Yep.
You know, I mean, take a moment, take a breath. Once, like 1 minute isn't gonna make you that much later. So like focus and try to figure out what the fuck you're trying to do.
I've had to learn that, bro, because I've always been forgetful, and I feel like I've talked about it ad nauseum at this point. But I've learned this because I've always had ADHD, and like with that ADHD is like you're incredibly forgetful, and then from what the research that I've done, that frustration turns like into rage with a lot of people that have ADHD. And I've experienced that my whole life. I never like a physical violence.
Just anger
with people. Yeah. I might pick up something and throw it. Like I'm looking for this car key for 20 minutes. Like say if I think it's if it's behind one of them shoes right there. When I look behind the shoe, if the shoe is still in my hand, it's flying to the wall.
Going somewhere.
It's going somewhere.
The worst part is when you find it somewhere that you're just like,
That's exactly what it was.
What the?
That's exactly what it was.
You really do feel like throwing some shit now. I be watching these videos on like TikTok, and it's about ADHD. What is it? ADHD. And I was like, oh fuck, I think I got that. Because they be describing me, and I'm like, that kind of explains a lot.
What I've had to learn is most people deal with the symptoms of ADHD, but the people with ADHD deal with them every day.
Yeah,
that's the difference. And I've because it's new for me, I don't really take so much offense to it, but I have noticed and realized that like when you talk to people about like having ADHD, a lot of people do say like, oh, I think everybody has ADHD. Everybody deals with that type of stuff, bro. Like I just saw a video today where the lady was like I'm not gonna remember them all, but she dealt with like the 5 most common things that adults with ADHD deal with. And like the first few comments were people in there like, well, I guess the whole world has ADHD because all adults deal with that stuff. I was like, yeah, you might deal with all 5 of these things
like throughout
the month or throughout the week. I deal with all 5 or 6 of those every single day. And it's a daily struggle. It's a daily struggle.
That's crazy.
It's tough, bro. It's tough. Yeah. I so wish that I knew that I had ADHD as a child and was able to like put things in place to cope with it, because I'm putting things in place to cope with it now. But it's such a mind trip because you put things in place to make you more successful, but you're forgetful. So you forget to put things in place, or you put them in place and forget to do them. So it's like, it's a trip, bro.
My biggest one is I'll come in here to like start editing something, and I'll put in the memory cards or whatever. And then I'll be like, oh shit, let me tidy it up real quick. And so I stop doing that and I start fucking picking up shit. And then I'll be like, oh fuck, I need to put that in the kitchen. And I go and do that. And then I'm in the kitchen.
Yep.
I'm like, oh shit, I need to wash these dishes while I'm here. I can't stay put, man. And it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Because I was like, and then I come back and I was like, what the fuck was I even doing in here? Like, oh fuck, I gotta edit. So
and see, my thing is, my first thing, like I'll put the SD card in the laptop, right? And I'll go through that whole routine of everything you did, right? But for me, like if it's like the file, like a 3-hour podcast, like it's gonna take a long time to get to the hard drive, right?
Yeah.
I'll be like, this is the first thing I need to do because it's gonna take a while. I'll put the SD card in there and then go about doing all those things, thinking that by the time I get back to the laptop, all the footage is gonna be on the thing and I can start editing. And I get back and I never even put it on the hard drive. It's like, and that's my life, bro. That's my life all the time.
Yeah, I'll be wanting to punch some shit.
Let me preheat this oven while I do all this and get my son ready. So by the time I get him to school, I could put my stuff in the oven for breakfast. I get back, the oven cold.
Never turned on.
And I got an extra 30 minutes before oh my gosh. It's my life every day, bro. Every day, everything.
The struggles, man. And you can't even talk to your parents about that kind of shit. Because then they'll just try to act like that's an excuse for being lazy or some shit.
No, not my parents. My
mom was like that.
My mom is accepts the fact that I have ADHD. My mom, though, I found myself not speaking about it around her so much because I think she feels guilty. I think she feels guilty because a lot of the she never like the forgetful thing. I don't want to say she gave me a hard time about, but she like was trying to make me not be forgetful. You know what I mean? And but everything else though, as far as like not being able to focus in school and all those other things, like when I speak to her about like struggling with ADHD as not knowing that it was ADHD, but struggling with ADHD as a child, I watch her face and I say like she's very understanding, but I feel like she internalizes it and feels like well, how did I not see it and how was I not able to help my son? You know what I mean? So I kind of
somehow my fault.
Yeah, not really her fault, but how did I not catch it? Like how did I not notice that he was struggling and how did I not help him? You know what I mean? But it's like I wasn't like I have a younger cousin that has ADHD and he was like typically seeing a little boy with ADHD. He was all over the place. He never sat still. He was always getting in trouble. That wasn't me. I was a class clown. All my teachers loved me, but I was a class clown and I just couldn't focus. Like I'd be like, if this is our classroom, I look out the window, be like, oh, that's a dope car right there.
Completely and the dog missed the whole fucking. Why is that?
Somebody need to put their dog away. Damn, the leaves is brown now. And by the time I look back at the teacher, I'm 15 minutes behind what he was talking about, and I don't even know what's going on now. So I'm just sitting there until we go to recess. And that was every day, bro. That was my life.
That shit happened to me today, actually. My boy asked me to take some pictures tomorrow. And I was like, all right, what do you need the pictures at? But I made the mistake of like having my phone in my hand. And I was thinking like I could listen and scroll at the same time. He finished, and I was like, hey, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I didn't hear a word you just said. And he started laughing. I was like, all right, I'm focused. What's up? What do you want? And he told me, I was like, all right. He's like, you got it? I was like, I got it, bro, I promise.
I think this is I don't want to say embarrassing, but the worst case of it that I've experienced so far that I can remember. It was Thanksgiving, I think last year or the year before last. But Thanksgiving up in Palmdale at my cousin's house. And we're doing like family style. It's a long table. We got all the food on the table, passing everything around. And my aunt is behind me. And she's like, Michael, can you pass me the green beans, whatever it was? I'm like, I got my plate. I put my plate. No, I didn't have anything in my hands. I was waiting for my turn to grab a plate. She's like, can you grab the green beans for me? I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I turned around and just kept talking to whoever I was talking to. And her standing behind me, he's probably thinking like, oh, he go finish up what he was saying and pass me the bowl. Yeah. I never did, bro. I completely, as soon as she said it, I said yeah, and it left my brain completely, bro. I have no clue how that happened. Yeah. I'm standing there talking, and she was like, Michael. And I was like, oh, my bad, auntie. My bad. I got the ADHD. And then somebody else was like, I appreciate that you acknowledged that. And it was just like, I handed her the bowl and really like sat down. Nobody really knew or could tell what I was thinking about, but I was truly embarrassed that I was like, bro, she asked you something and 5 seconds later you forgot it? How is that even possible, bro? Like, it's crazy. I'd be like, do I need medication or something? The last few weeks I've been really like, I think I might need
I go see somebody about
medication for this ADHD, bro.
Is there medication for it?
One of my friends, he's younger than me by, I want to say a good 8 years, but he said he's had ADHD like his whole life. And he doesn't take like pills, but he takes like supplements. And he sent me some links and stuff to look into.
That's what's up.
I've been doing my research on it. I'm hesitant about.
I don't like taking pills, man.
I don't like taking anything. That's why I'm so hesitant.
I'll take vitamins, but like even aspirin, I hardly get headaches, so I don't even take like a Aleve or aspirin.
I don't like to either.
Shit. My mom, I think my mom embedded like it's easy to get addicted to drugs, and so I don't fuck with pills. Like with pills, nothing. I don't smoke weed, nothing. Just because I think in the back of my mind is like you could probably get it, even though I probably won't. She embedded that like fear of like you can get addicted to painkillers.
I hear you.
You can get addicted to like aspirins. You know what I'm saying? So I stay away from all that.
That's why I've always stayed away as well. I remember being in church and like the older ladies that got like this. You could hear their pills coming. Like you could hear it in the purse, and it's like they can't function if they don't. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I'm happy that you found a way to like get through life pain free, I guess. But I remember thinking like, I never want to be dependent on anything to be pain free. And I remember being in my social studies class in 7th grade. My teacher, Mr. Hernandez, was talking about how like they didn't have none of that back then. They like found some plants or like some herbs and like everything that they needed was already here. I remember thinking like, all of that stuff is still here. Like we don't really need no pills. We don't really need none of that. And I remember being in 7th grade and thinking, I'll probably never take aspirin or Aleve or any Motrin or anything. I have, but like it's very, very few and far between. I honestly, now that I'm older and be like so busy now, I be like, I ain't got time to wait for this headache to go away
on its own and shit.
Yeah, I'm just pop something real quick and get back to this editing. But for a minute, that's what I was on. I was like, I ain't got time for no headache, bro. I'm just get it out of here. But now I don't do that no more. I just thug it out.
The only time I usually take some is when I drink. Like I made it a habit of coming home and like taking some Aleve, chugging a couple waters before I go to sleep. That way, like try to line it up in the morning because I come home and I'm like, yeah, this one's gonna hurt tomorrow. Let me do something about it. Let me try to prevent it as much as possible. But that's the only time
You're saying after drinking?
Yeah. Okay. Like if I'm lit and I come home,
got you.
I'd be like, all right, let me do something about this before I go to sleep because I'm gonna be hating life in the morning and shit. And the older you get, man, the hangovers they're hard, man. I remember when I was younger, I used to go to work without sleeping. Yep. Come home like 6 a.m, be like, work at 8.
Bro, my homegirl used to go to Cal State San Marcos. We would party at her house Thursday night, Friday night, like Thursday night, go to work, go to class, whatever we had to do, come back and party Friday night until like 3, 4 in the morning, sleep until like 7, wake up and drive 30 minutes to the rec center, play basketball from 8:30 to like 12. This is hungover. Like your sweat smells like alcohol. Yeah. Like go in there, play basketball, like sweat it all out, get a bunch of water and Gatorade in you, grab some food, take a shower, and go back to her house and keep partying, bro.
Doing it again, yeah.
Like literally, we used to party Thursday, Friday, Saturday, almost stop, bro. I went out Saturday night after I filmed episode 2 of my new show, Why You Always Whining. Y'all look out for that. It's coming up.
This month, right?
Yep, this month. We filmed episode 2 and we filmed downtown. And it's my birthday weekend.
Oh, happy birthday.
Appreciate it, bro.
When was it?
My birthday was the 7th. So last
happy
Tuesday.
birthday.
Appreciate it. So, I did my kickball game, but that was before my actual birthday. So this past weekend was my actual birthday weekend. And I didn't make any exact plans, but I knew I was going to be downtown filming. So I was like, I'm going to just find something to do. And then everybody that was on the show, I told them, it was like, oh yeah, with my boss. So the 4 of us went out and we're on the show drinking wine. And then while we're setting up, my bro that was on episode 2 with us, he walked down the street and grabbed a bottle of whiskey. So we having wine and whiskey on the show. And then after the show, we go out, hit a couple spots, and it's your birthday, so we tequila shots and all this and that. So bro, and I didn't, bro. I hadn't felt like that in a long time. I hadn't felt like that in a long time, and I won't feel like that again for a long time. Like, I don't like that.
I'll be wanting to go out, man, and then I think about the next day. I'm like, nah, never mind. And then I wake up not hungover, fresh. Didn't spend no money.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
That was a good decision.
Yeah, for sure.
Good job, Jonah.
You gotta curate your own vibe, man. That's what I've been like. I was telling a couple of the homies, man, like going downtown is cool, like every now and again. Like when you want, like, man, I want to get dressed and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's good for every now and again. But as far as like to unwind or like have a good time or be around some people, you got to curate your own vibe, bro. Like have your own kickback or like have like you and your people got like a little kick it spot or something. Because going out all of the time it gets played out fast, bro. And it's like it's not. For me anyway, I don't want to keep up with that type of a life, bro. Like
it's not an easy life to keep up, man.
And it's too much. Yeah. It's like, bro, especially because no, that's not true. I've met enough people to where it's not really gonna be hit or miss. I can make sure I have a good time every time I go out, but that ain't really the case for most people. You know what I mean? So it's like you could spend all of this time getting dressed, taking a shower, smelling good, looking good, and all that, and go downtown, and the night be a dud. You know what I mean? So it's like. Is it really worth it?
I think it's who you roll with and shit. You got to find like a really good.
That's true.
And I think a lot of people, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, we meet people and then we're like, that's my boy, that's my homegirl. But really, those are just party friends. Because you outside of partying, you never kick it with them. Like you've never been on like hey, yo, let's go get some lunch or some brunch or some shit. It's always been like out drinking, right? And we confuse that with like actual connection and friendships. We don't know shit about them because all we know is like they down to drink, I'm down to drink. Let's go drink.
I have a friend like that, bro, and it took some time to realize that he was a turn up friend because I've known him my entire life. Like he moved onto my block in Southeast when I was in, I want to say like 3rd or 4th grade. I've known him like off and on, like we haven't been consistent friends, but like I've known him all my life. And so like, and it wasn't just like I knew him, like he would stay the night at my house like every weekend, like go to church with us. Like this was like this, like my parents almost adopted him at one point.
Oh damn!
Like he was like my brother.
Damn.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But as adults, that wasn't the case. That was how we were close like that as kids, but not as adults. And there was some time apart. And when we reconnected. My son is 7 now, and we reconnected at my son's 3rd birthday party. He came, brought his daughter. I brought some gifts for my son, and since then we have been kicking it, but it was really just to turn up. Like when we first started, we first was going to North Park, started going to like South Park, PB, and then we eventually started going downtown. And outside of that, we started a podcast together. We we'll go like catch the game or something, but it was never like nothing like really building a solid friendship and relationship. Yeah. Other than like watch the game and have a drink, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then he dirty maxed me. So that was like that.
What?
He dirty maxed me.
Dirty mags?
Dirty Mac.
Dirty Mac you.
Dirty Mac, yeah. So like he put some dirt on my name to try to get a girl.
Oh no, that's foul. Nah, that's foul.
Tell me about it, right?
That's foul.
But I was already, before that happened, that was just like the final, like, okay, this is not somebody I'm supposed to be around. But before that, I was struggling with like, I don't think me and him are supposed to like
be cool like
it's
that.
It's cool for us to be friends, but I don't think he and I are supposed to spend as much time together as we're like, our lives just don't, like our morals and our values just don't mesh.
That's true.
They just don't mesh. There's been, I guess someone put his business out there all the way like that, but there's been a couple of times when we'd be outside and he'd say or do something or behave in a way that I would absolutely never.
Oh.
And I was like one, it was okay, you might have been a little angry, a little tipsy, I don't know. But after it keeps happening, it's like, bro, I would never, ever move like that. So why am I hanging out with you? And this is how you choose to do things. You know what I mean? So I was already struggling with that. And then he dirty macked me. So I was like, okay, I ain't got no.
I have questions about the dirty mac.
Okay.
Was it a girl that liked you or you liked her?
She liked me.
And he decided the best option was to like talk shit on you to get at her?
Yeah. So we were downtown.
That's nah, you don't do that. That's
right?
like there's codes.
And this dude is supposed to be like
all these bitches, sorry, respectfully, women out here, and you want the one that likes your homie? That's weird.
There's a million girls in this world. And even more so, even if you're not a ladies' man, but there's a million girls out here. But for a guy that's like him, I've walked into spots with him and just walked past a group of girls and girls like literally grab him like, come here, come talk to me. Like he's one of them type of dudes that like really handsome. He's a player, like really handsome. Like girls like this guy. Girls like this guy. He ain't really got to try.
Oh,
he don't really. I mean, and he knows how to put an outfit on. He's a good looking guy. Tattoos. Like girls like this guy. So I was like, and in respect, I won't say that. I'm gonna say something crazy. But it was like you supposed to be the ladies' man, bro. Like so, like what are you doing? Okay, I'll give you the story. So like we downtown. We downtown. I won't say the spot. We downtown and we meet some girls. They're friends. I get one girl's phone number. He gets the friend's phone number. We're supposed to hang out with them at the end of the night. That ends up fluking out. And we run into these girls like only downtown. And I would DM this girl from time to time, but it was really like, hey, I'm gonna be downtown. Now you gonna be downtown. It was never like, hey, let me take you on a date. No, it was gonna be downtown. You gonna be downtown? Type of vibe. And she clearly like they chose up. Like she came up to me, and he, like I said, and he's the ladies' man, right? And she came up to me, right? And he's talking to the friend. Anyway, long story short, we see them a couple times downtown. Long story short, I pass out mad early on a Sunday afternoon. Wake up at like 1 a.m. I get a screenshot from this girl, her text thread with him.
Oh,
and he hit her up on some like, oh, you should pull up on me. You should pull up on me tonight. Which is, she's not my girl. I would never care nothing about that. She's not my girlfriend.
You got it.
Yeah. She chose. It don't mean nothing to me. He's like, yeah, but you should pull up on me tonight. And her thinking like, well, you've been talking, like she replies to him, was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit my homegirl up and we gonna be over there in 15 minutes. And then he was like, well, nah, you don't need to hit your homegirl. You can just come by yourself. And she was like, well, you've been talking to her. And you know I like Mike, right? And then he was like, Mike is cool, but Mike is Mike.
What?
What does that even mean?
Like,
right? And she
it's
asked,
shade. It's shade.
It's shade for sure, but it's not nothing to jump out the window about. But it's like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then she asked, she was like, well, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, Mike is Mike, and he's cool, and this was like early in my divorce, and he knew about it. Like, oh, Mike is this and that, and he divorced and still live with his baby mama, and I'm like,
oh, that's messy. That is messy.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And I'm like, I'm looking at it, and like I said, it's like 1 a.m. I was like, I should hit him with I should hit him up right now. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna hit him right now because he could play like, oh, I was asleep, get his story together, and then hit me in the morning like, oh, I just got your message. What's up? I was like, I'm gonna wait till the morning. Wait till the morning where I know he's getting ready for work. Like I know he's up and he's gonna see this. So I hit him. I was like, bro, of all people, I never thought it'd be. I didn't even give him a chance to lie or back out of it or nothing. I just came right at him
with the receipts too.
No, I didn't send him a screenshot. But I just came right at him. I was like, bro, of everybody in this world, I never thought you'd be the nigga to dirty mac me. I never thought that would happen, bro. It's like, oh, I was drunk when I was texting that girl last night. This, that. I'm like, that ain't got.
Yeah.
I don't care. Oh, she seemed ready though, honestly. I'm like, bro, I don't care how ready she was. I don't if she would have came to your house, you could have fully did whatever you wanted to do to her. I don't care. It's like, why you got to mention me?
Why you dragging my name? Yeah.
How corny is that? You got to mention another man to get a girl. How corny is that, bro?
I feel like that's common though. I mean, you'll probably come to see now that you're in like a new space and shit. But
I couldn't believe it. I know it happens. I've seen it happen to where it's like a girl, like a dude doesn't know, like he knows the girl is in a relationship, but he don't know the dude, and he think this dude is lame.
Oh yeah, that's like, different.
You with this lame? Like, yeah. I've seen that, but not like from your friend, like somebody that you've known your entire life.
That's crazy. And would you just left it at that?
He tried to apologize, and honestly, bro, if he would have just been like, yeah, you right, bro, that's whack, I shouldn't be doing that, I would have still been down to like be like a turn up friend. I would never tell him no more personal business, never no more like no intimate conversations and kicking it like that. But as far as like going downtown and like having a drink or two, watching the game, I could probably still do that with you. The fact that you lied about it and tried, like, you know what I mean? And like, I
low-key love when people expose themselves like that. Not expose themselves to like be fake or phony, but I love when they let me know what kind of friend I can be to them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now I know I can't share shit with you. I don't trust you. And so from there, like, I cut communication. I go like, yo, what's good, bro? How's life? I've been nice, chilling. Good, man, good. Everything's good. Work's good. Everybody's good. No more. I don't share nothing with him.
That's what I had to do with him. He hit me up a couple times. Oh, what's up with it? Like, I'm on the way downtown. Like, what you doing down there? Kicking it.
With who? People.
Exactly. Some of the homies. Oh, for real? Where y'all finna be? Downtown.
Well, clap. I don't even know.
And now he got one of my Cuban link necklaces. I let him wear one night. I didn't get it back after our fallout. Now he won't answer the phone. Real? I might pull up on him. He lives not too far from me. I might pull up on him when I leave it.
Is it real though?
Yeah, it's real.
Oh no, you gotta pull up on that. Yeah. I was like, if it was one of the fake joints, keep that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be tripping. I need that. I need that. I feel like he's gonna hit me with some, because he ain't answering the phone. I feel like he'll hit me with some.
Yo, that's even crazier.
I can't find it, or I lost it. Like, oh, well, you're gonna have to run me some money then.
I didn't give it to you?
Nah, you know he didn't.
The crazy part is that he's over here like low-key dragging your name, right? But at the same time, and bro, that chain. So I can look popping tonight.
You know, Mike is Mike, but it's chain though.
I didn't say it's chain, nothing. The chain's nice.
Man. Life.
Yo, man, that's crazy.
Tell me about it.
The world you're into now, man.
Yeah, it's been interesting, bro. Yeah, it's been interesting. It's in
that's dope though. Like I know you've come to like peace with what's happening. But I'm excited for you because it's like a new chapter.
I'm excited too.
Whole new journey, man. I think it's dope, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love that, dude. I love that for people when it's like what's done is done. Like if it can't be fixed, it can't be fixed. Yeah. Now we just gotta like focus our attention on. All right, let's find the silver lining. What was good out of that? Let's
for sure.
What can I use?
I think that's what. I think that's the best way to go about life, is trying to find the silver lining in things. Yeah, for sure. I don't like to. You have to sit with the bad and with the negative thoughts, and like you got to process it. But after you do that, it's like, okay, what good can we pull out of this? It's like, I thought I'd be together. We thought we'd be together forever. But I got 2 beautiful kids. Me and her are still amazing friends. At this point, this is what we both want. It wasn't like a fight. It wasn't like this knockdown, drag out thing. You know what I mean? It was very peaceful and amicable, and we could both move forward. So it's like, that's the positives I'm pulling from it.
That's dope. Yeah. That's good. That's healthy, man. Yeah. I'm excited for you. If you ever want to turn up, let me know, bro.
Oh yeah,
I'll be outside sometimes.
Good to know. I'm gonna let you chill, bro, on your newlywed thing. I'm gonna be out the way.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I'm gonna let you chill and be a newlywed.
I forget about that sometimes.
Yeah. Don't be leaving the house, bro. That's what I will tell people. After you get married, just let it be you and your other. Just let it be. Don't be in a rush to like have people. Oh, like we married now. Let's have some people over. Like, nah.
Oh, we don't. Nah.
Just be y'all. Just be y'all.
I'm glad that. I'll just, we're good. We definitely enjoy our alone time and shit. Like there was a time when it was like, yo, come chill at the spot. No, go ahead, man. Come chill at the spot, have some drinks and shit. Now everybody's like doing their own thing. Everybody's gotten older. Some of my friends got kids now, so it's like we're at a new stage of our like friendships where it's like everybody's doing their own thing and shit. Sometimes I'll be feeling guilty, like, damn, I haven't hit up my friends. Cause when I work, I drive. So I can't be texting, right? And I can't be calling them. They probably at work too. I be feeling sometimes like, yeah, yo, I need like touch it, check in. Let them know that I'm still cool with them. I don't want them to thinking I'm beefing with anybody and shit. Like, cause I be just busy, man. Life be busy sometimes and shit.
I mean, if they not tapping in with you, then
yeah, that part too. Yeah. Phones work both ways and shit.
Exactly.
But I don't get mad. Like,
well, there you go.
Like if they don't tap in, I just chalk it up like they're busy. No hard feelings. But some people react different. Like some people would jump in their feelings like, well, I hit you up because you don't hit me up no more. And it's like, oh well, no, that's fine.
That type of stuff.
We got our own way and shit.
I don't like it's not, we're human. You're gonna feel away, especially if it's like they was kicking it with you a lot. it's one thing if like they was kicking it with you and you don't like see them anywhere. Like they not on social media, they not out no more.
Oh yeah.
But it's one thing if like they was kicking it with you and they stop and you see them having fun with other people now. Then you could question like, well, did I do something? Like, are you mad at me? It's like that's human, but still though, it's like ask the question and get an answer. And if you're not gonna ask the question, then get out your feelings.
True.
That's how I feel. Like
that's how I feel about people who like may say shit about you like in a negative light or like try to like talk down on you. You ain't saying it to my face. I don't really care. You're not really about it. So
I agree.
Not even in like on some physical. It's just like you're not. It's not that serious. You can lie on me. That's fine. I don't care.
Maybe I'm not that mature. If I hear, well, it depends on what you say. I'm not big enough to be a violent person, but it depends on what you like. If I hear you, you know, what you saying is kind of like surface level, and you just kind of like more so just hating. It's like whatever, bro. But if you like trying to like assassinate my character, like throw dirt on my name or like keep me from getting some bread, then we gonna have to have a conversation. I'm gonna have to approach you. Not on some like I'm gonna do anything to you.
But we gonna talk about it.
We gotta talk about why you doing this, bro. We have to. Like,
not too long ago. Well, it's been a minute. When I was some friends and we ended up seeing some other friends there, and I was like, they want to keep drinking. I was like, yo, come back. Let's go back to my crib. I got alcohol at the house. So we come back, and in the process, we ran into somebody that we all know, right? Dabbed them up, everything. I didn't think there was no issue. From what I could tell, you don't dab somebody up if you got an issue with them. We get back, and I guess he calls the guy that we were with, and he was like, hey, you with that fat ass? And like, I'm the biggest one in the room. So I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, where's this coming from? Right. He wasn't talking about me though. He was talking about somebody else. But immediately I was like, I'm the fattest one here. Like, yeah, what's up? Right. But he was talking about somebody else. I was like, yo, but it was like, because even the guy was like, you talking about Jonah? He's like, nah, not Jonah. He's cool, man. I'm talking about so-and-so. And I was like, oh, man, I thought like, we just saw each other. We should have just told me this when I saw you.
That's why we got to... We gotta make sure people put names on stuff, man.
Because imagine like you stood with that skinny ass dude and you're like, yo, hey.
That's just because the shoe fit. You felt the way. I just dealt with that not too long ago, bro. When I had my boy Novocaine. He's an influencer on social media. Had him on my podcast not too long ago, and he's verified, blue check on like Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, all the platforms. He's verified. And him being an influencer and he makes money. His whole life is social media. We talk about all things that come with social media. And so we were talking about the people that you know, pay for followers or engagement or buy the blue check.
Yeah.
We had no one in mind. We're just talking about that topic. We both know someone, we mutually know someone that's from here in San Diego that did buy followers and buy the blue check. Bro, do you know when those clips came out?
I remember those clips.
The guy that I know that bought the followers and the blue check, he called my best friend and was like, hey, bro, Mike talking about me on his podcast and this and that, da-da-da-da. He said, he was like, bro, my friend hadn't seen the clips yet. He's like, bro, Mike ain't even really that type of guy. Like, he don't really talk about people. What did he say? Like, he said your name? He's like, no, bro, they talking about people buying the blue check. I know they talking about me. I know they told you they was going to do a podcast about me. He's like, bro, you think Michael Flicks called me to tell me he's going to do a podcast about you? That nigga's not thinking about you. Right? I find that out. My friend Novi that was on the show, the influencer, I had him on episode 1 of Why You Always Whining.
Oh.
And he asked me about it. He's like, hey, you talk to, you hear what? I'm like, yeah, I heard, right? And that was a Saturday. And then so Sunday morning, I put in my Instagram story something like, imagine being so vain that you think everything is about you. Yeah. Ain't nobody thinking that was about this dude. Like, bro, I'm not talking about you on my podcast, bro. So then he saw that. He saw that in my story. He's like, you're going to have to see me in person, bro. I said, that's fine.
No.
Said, you have to see me in person.
Doubling
bro.
up?
So you're going to have to talk to me and see me in person. I said, that's fine, bro. We could talk about anything you want to talk about. If you had an issue with something I said on my show, you could have hit my line like a man. You hit my best friend like, oh, I think Mike is. No, bro. If you had an issue with me, you hit me. Yeah. I hit your best friend. He's not me. Yeah. And I love him, but he don't speak for me. I'm a grown man, bro.
Yo.
Hit me. He's like, all right, well, you're going to have to see me. I'm like, bro, I'm outside all the time. I film the basketball games. I work downtown. Everybody know where I be. I'm not a tough guy, but you're not finna tell me you're gonna have to talk to me. Like, come talk to me then, bro. Like again, just to be clear, like I don't like giving that type of energy out. I'm not a tough guy. Like I'm not big enough to be I'm short and skinny. I'm not big enough to be a tough guy, but ain't no grown man finna talk tough to me and just talk tough and I ain't finna say nothing. What?
I'm gonna bleep this. Is it a?
Nah.
Oh, okay, I'll believe that. My bad.
It's cool. His name. I'm not even sure who is, but it's his name is.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
You probably wouldn't know.
Bleeping all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't like names on here.
Nah, me neither. And I only said it because you said we'd bleep. And I was like, I had respect for this guy before he did all of that.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, because it's the jokes, right? Like, when that whole shit happened, where you can buy your check mark or the blue check, it became like memes. Like,
yeah,
oh, you lame as fuck if you paying for this shit. But people do it because, I mean, there's kind of like a theory behind it, right? Like, if you DM somebody, invite them to your shit, they see the blue check mark, they're more be like, oh, at least they're like, that's really them. Like, it's not a fake account.
Yeah.
You know, like, they may not be celebrities, but at least there was a process. This person who's DMing me is who that person is supposed to be. I get that, right? But, you know, there's the jokes like, oh, you lame, you this, you that for buying. Like, I would never, like, buy followers. That's just, like, the engagement's not there. It looks weird. You have like 30,000 followers and like your reels get 100 views. Like,
and let's be clear, what you said about the blue check and verifying that it's you, because that's the purpose of it.
Yeah,
it turned into a status symbol and like this thing
through celebrities.
It was created so the celebrity, you could know that is Joe Budden, that is LeBron James.
Yeah,
I know that's him because the blue check is there. That's the purpose of it. But it turned into a status symbol.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But to that point, most people that's behind a blue check, they're not doing it to verify that it's really them. They doing it so they can have a blue check next to their name and look like something.
Yeah,
that's why they're doing it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's there's perks that come with it, because I guess with Twitter and Instagram, like when you because it's a monthly,
you get like customer service,
right? You get like customer service, different things that come with it. But I'm like, I don't need customer.
My shit ain't popping like that anyway.
You know what I mean? I was just about to say maybe my account ain't lit like that to where I need customer service and I need help, but it's like I ain't finna do all that, bro.
I mean, I literally answer every DM.
Yeah, people
react to like the dumb shit I be posting. I react to every single one. I ain't special, so to me it's just like,
bro, what's 15 times 12? I'm not good with math, but could you imagine at the end of the year, you like? I mean, granted, it's not much, and it's probably make me sound like a broke boy. when you multiply 15,
almost 200 maybe.
For Instagram, bro?
Yeah, nah. Yeah, you know, you're right. I agree 100%.
$200 is nothing.
Even like...
in the grand scheme of things, $200 is nothing.
It's not.
But for Instagram, though?
It's not if there's like a benefit coming with it. Like, you really getting that engagement back. You really getting like bigger and better guests or whatever your quality... what you consider good quality guests or whatever. If it's helping you gain income... whatever, it's an expense then.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't looked at
that. But if you're not, and it's just for like the clout,
for the look, because
that's weird.
I've never considered it, but I did. One of my homegirls was like, she was like, well, no, like, you mean to tell me? She was like, don't add any other engagement or followers or anything. If there was a blue check next to Michael Flicks on Instagram, you don't think that would help you get better guests on your sports show? I was like, it probably would. She was like, and that's why people get the blue check, because it helps them in certain ways. I was like, it can. I don't think most people are doing it for those reasons. They're doing it to look like, to doing it just to have a blue check. I
guess it also depends on what kind of page is it. Is it just like, it's just their page, their life, just living life?
Right. Oh, you posting your pasta and your kids and you got a blue check.
Questionable, right? But if it's like a business page, you're like, I get it, I guess.
Like, I know it's a couple people that, like, you know, they look like they're supposed to have a blue check.
Yeah. Like girls mainly.
I know a guy, and actually, the guy that got upset with me, he looks like he's supposed to have a blue check because of his association and because of his association and who he knows and the circle that he runs with. All he posts is lavish things.
Okay.
So he looks like he's supposed to have a blue check. So it's like, and that's why I was so like, I'm gonna use a SAT word here. That's why I was so befuddled at him like questioning me about it, because I was like, I didn't say your name. I wasn't talking about you. Didn't even have you in mind. And you're someone that if you don't say it, which he hasn't, no one's gonna know that you bought it, because all you post is on the yacht, on the private jet, expensive clothes. You know what I mean? So you look the part.
It's insecurities, I guess.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
The shoe fit.
The shoe fit, exactly. Like when the dude was like, "Are you still with that fat dude?" And I was like, "Hey man, what the fuck I do to you?" Like,
yeah. It's like I hear when I first saw it, like black women were saying, like, man, these black, don't give no black men no. These black podcasters, man, don't give no black men a camera and a microphone. They just sit down and be talking about a bunch of bullshit. When I first saw that, I was like, damn, like I'm a black podcaster. I bought cameras and microphones. It made me feel away, but then I thought, like, I've never been that type of podcaster. I've never talked about like the stuff that everybody else talks about. I've never been like the gossipy, like social media and celebrity stuff. So it's like the shoe don't fit. But all I heard was black podcaster, and I'm a black podcaster, so I felt the way. You know what I mean?
For a quick minute, you're like, hey, what'd I do to you?
But the shoe don't fit, so there's nothing for me to be upset about. But when I said the thing about buying followers and all this and that, the shoe fit. So you felt the way when I was never thinking about you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had asked this girl, because she be outside. I'm just saying, she be outside. And I've known her, and I was like, hey, girl, like, like you be living a fun lifestyle. Come on my podcast. She's like, I fucking hate podcasts. And I was like, yo. She's like, all dudes do is talk shit about women. That they're not supposed to do this. And I was like, you've clearly not heard none of mine, because I definitely don't speak that kind of shit on my shit. I was like, I embrace it, if anything. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll consider it. Then I was like, go listen to some. You don't want to? Like, I understand. Like, you know how many people leave me on red when I send a message? Like, my feelings ain't hurt no more, but but don't jump to conclusions to assume that I'm over here like women belong in the kitchen, bow down to men. No, that's not me at all and shit.
You know what, bro? To that point about like, a lot of podcasters talking, like having those topics, male podcasters having those topics. I think when you were on my show, I said something about like, I like it when their podcasts don't work out.
That's like Joe Budden.
I got it from him, and I agree. I agree with that though.
Yeah.
Because I think it just shows like who's really serious and who's really going to be doing this. You know what I mean? How many shows have come and gone since you started your show? And all you've done is continue to level up, whether it's your production, the space, the studio space. Like you do nothing but level up. And there's been people that like do 5 episodes like, this ain't really for me. I like that because it makes you have to, like, the people that start a show and fall off. I don't want to say fall off. The people that start a show and then don't continue it. They have to respect us that stick it out. You have to. And then what I like when people stop, but what I don't like is the people that keep going but talk about like this like the low hanging fruit, the like easy like gender wars topics and relationship stuff. Yeah. It's like, bro, you muddy in the space. And I don't want to sound like one of them dudes that like I'm just like I'm leading the way for podcasting. I don't feel that way. I don't. But I love podcasting. I love speaking into the microphone. And I don't like when a bunch of like goofies get on the microphone and make all of us look away. I don't like it. That's I can't wait. And I'm steady growing, but I can't wait until my platforms and my shows and my network are to the space where people like, I feel like people don't really associate me with that now, but where I know it's like, I have a certain status and a certain relevance in the podcast space, and you would never look at Michael Flicks or any of his shows and put him in that dirty podcast pile.
I feel you. I think people, because the podcast blew up, right? And I feel like a lot of them are like, oh, that's a quick bag or something. And then I heard, I think it was Ice Cube. He was on a podcast too, and he was saying, if you're not willing to do it for 5 years and not make a fucking dime, then don't do it.
Yep.
And there's been times when I've said this so many times, I feel like quitting, bro. Not because I'm not making money on it. It's just like, personal insecurities or my fucking horrible imposter syndrome, where I just feel like I tell my girl, babe, should I just sell this shit and just like live a normal life? And she's like, nah, babe, you like it, keep doing it, right? So shout out to her. But
that's dope.
It's true. If you're not willing to do it and not expecting, you're not going to make shit for 5 years. Joe Budden, he's been doing it for what, 10 years?
I want to say like 8 or 9 at this point.
Probably long, right? Like, we'll give him 10.
Yeah, I think it is 10 years, yep.
Yeah, he was popping with his last co-host, but he's popping
it's different
now.
Yeah, it's different now.
You know what I mean? So, like, you can say, like, it took a while to get to where he's at, where everybody knows he's on TV shows getting these cool little fucking snippets to use on his show and shit. And it just takes time, and people don't have the patience, or they really not about it, period.
It's tough. You have to really love and enjoy it. Because there's been, like you said, like, should I keep doing this? I've had times where it's like, and I really enjoy doing this. I didn't love it at first. I absolutely love it now. But there were times when I was like, bro, am I wasting my time?
Facts.
Like, bro, I could be at home eating, hanging out with my kids, getting better, because I'm a photographer by trade, getting better behind the camera. There's a lot of other things I could be doing with my time, but I'm packing up my equipment and getting on the freeway to go sit down and talk for an hour, maybe 2, and then just come back home. Like, am I tripping? Like, what am I doing here? And it took, for me, it made sense. I always enjoyed it. It got more fun, but then it started to make sense after I started getting gigs producing other people's shows. Where like my show served as a proof of concept. It was like, no, he could produce a pretty good show. I'm gonna have him come produce my show. And then it was like, okay, I'm not tripping. Like, even if my show doesn't make money, I'm gonna make money producing other people's shows, so I'll be okay. And then I started making a few dollars off of my own show, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I know, okay, we're gonna figure this out.
It's like slow and steady.
Yeah, for sure.
But like you said, man, it's gonna expose people who ain't really about it. They're gonna fall off and or do one a month or some shit like that, and it's just like, all right, I'm still here every week.
Yep,
a new episode.
Yep.
So it's fun, man. I like it.
Me too.
And I'll keep doing it until until it dies out or whatever.
That's why I have a network, and why I decided to like go. But my brother actually gave me the idea. He was like, "You should." I was talking to him like I had the Family Room podcast, and I was like, I want to do different things with this show. And I have Link Up. I want to do stuff. I want to do different things, but I don't want to like keep creating a whole bunch of shows. Like, I'd rather just have 1, maybe 2 shows, and I could filter everything through those 2 shows. And he's like, I think it's cool to have some different things. He's like, I think you might need a network, bro, to where like you produce a bunch of stuff, and it's where like you almost look at your YouTube channel as like TV, as like TBS. Like TBS, they show Fast and Furious, they show basketball games, they show. He's like, you should look at your YouTube channel as that. Like, you got sports show on there, you got your podcast on that. For a while, I was producing my parents' church's content, so I had like religious content on there. So it was like, you know what, bro, I think you're right. So that was why, like, to answer, to respond to what you were saying, that's the benefit that I have is like, I'm just, whenever I have an idea, I don't try to like force it through the funnel of the Ain't Got It Yet podcast or through On the Mic. I just be like, I want to do that. I'm gonna just make a new show. And I'm actually working on one right now where I'm just going to be the moderator. I'm not really going to offer any opinions or any topics or anything like that. I'm going to just be, I'm just here. I'm just here to, y'all going to have the conversation. And if we only got 2 hours to speak, I'm going to make sure y'all don't ramble on too long on this first. I'm going to keep everything.
A producer.
I'm going to produce. I'm going to be the on-camera moderator, but this show ain't for me. This is for y'all. You know what I mean? So to come here knowing I'm coming to do a podcast and all I had to do was just get dressed and come sit down, bro, I feel so good right now, bro. And then knowing I ain't gonna have to edit this neither. I just gotta wait for it to hit YouTube. I could just sit back. I could just sit back and wait for it to hit YouTube. Oh my gosh.
The advantage, huh?
Man. And granted, I'm with your consent, of course, I'm gonna download it from YouTube and make.
I didn't know you can do that.
Yeah.
And then because the last time when you came with Sarah, shout out to Sarah, you did that. You made your own clips, and I was like, how the fuck you do that?
Oh, you should ask me, bro.
I didn't know that you can do that. Yeah. Like that you can download the video. Because I don't know if you get it. You get those dudes that are like, "Yo, I can make clips for you."
All the time.
Bro, I get so many of those fucking.
Talk about it.
And they think they're being respectful, but they're like low key throwing shade. Like, your shit's whack. I could do something way better. And it's like whatever. But I've had them be like, yo, let me make a clip for you. I was like, go ahead, man. I ain't gonna pay you, bro.
Right.
It has to be better than mine for me to even consider it.
Bro.
And they send me some bullshit, and I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro.
I had a full, because I'm always, that's kind of cocky to say, I plan to be a big deal. I know, even if it's not with my own podcast, whatever I do, I know I'm gonna do some dope shit out here where a lot of people know my name. And I don't want to say just because I'm a nice guy too, but I don't want to, when I get to that, I don't want anybody to be like, man, I reached out to him and he was an asshole. I never want that. And then I know what it feels like to be like the first show I was ever on. I had a 30-minute sports show on an existing radio show, and he invited me on because I reached out and I was like, I saw his videos weren't that good. And the same thing where he was like, feel like dude was dissing you. I said, hey bro, I see your content. I can make that better. I didn't diss it. I was just like, I can make that better. And he saw that I was already interviewing the high school kids at the games. He was like, bro, just the kids that you interview should come and do a sports segment on here. I'm like, oh, bet. Like, that's probably a good idea. Damn, I forgot why I brought that story up. I'm just rambling like a mug. Where's I going with that?
Because of the people hitting you up to edit shit.
There you go. So a dude hit me and was like, "Oh yeah, let me make some clips for you." And I wanted to be like, well, "Bro, no." Like, but I hit him. I was like, "Okay, that's cool, but just so you know, I'm not gonna pay you, and I make all my own clips. So if it's not gonna be better than what I make, then there's really no point for you to make anything, bro. So if you want to, like, scroll through my feed and check them out. If you can't do it better than that, then there's really no point, bro." This dude sent me like an exact replica of one of my clips, and all he did was make the subtitles yellow.
Yeah,
and put a little music behind it.
Same shit, or they'll do like a picture, like a floating GIF or whatever, and I was just like,
yeah. And he was like, how much can you give me for this, bro? And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I said, scroll up. He said, question mark. I said, the first thing I said was, I'm not gonna pay you, bro. Yeah. Like, I thought you said if I did something different or better. Like, well, you did something different. I can't really say it's better. I was like, but bro, I can do what you did. I can do that. It's like, unless you're going to do something that I can't do, not even that I'm not doing, that I can't do, there's no point in us having this conversation, bro. And he'd be like, bro, he was relentless. To his credit, he was relentless. He's like, well, how about this? How about I'll make this many reels for you, and then you could. I was like, bro, check this out. If you want to make all those reels, you're more than welcome to. I was like, the best I can do is I'll post them, and I'll like give you credit as like the official like podcast, like content, like social media editor. But I'm not about to pay you, bro. If you want some money, I'm not the person you need to talk to. So get out. And then he sent me like 6 reels that I would never post. I was like, bro, when are you going to post the first one? I'm like,
I gave one of them a chance. I was like, all right, bro, you know what? To credit to you, man, actually, when my first video you did, like full length video, I had done one, but I had to chop it up.
Salute.
You know, fucking camera reasons. When you came, you did a really good job producing the show. You cut it, edited, fantastic. I had no complaints.
Perfect.
But in a space where I'm not making no money, it would just be an expense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I can afford to have somebody do that every week. I was like, it'd probably be better if I just buy my own camera and do it myself. But no shade to you. You did a great job, and I wish I could have.
I understood why.
Because you taking it and me not having to worry about it, that was amazing, bro. I was just like, oh yeah, when you get it, bro, I ain't tripping. Oh, you got it? Thank you, upload. Let's go. But I told them, I was like, you know what, bro? Go ahead. I like to, I'm gonna give you a chance. I was like, I need it today though. Here's the clip I want. I sent him the full thing. You don't even have to go download it. Here's the clip I want. Chop it up, make it funny. He didn't even, took like 4 days. I ended up making it myself and posting. I was like, bro, you took forever, man. Like, if this how you work, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, but no thanks.
Yeah. I think I don't want to say these kids, I'm only 35. I don't want to sound like super old like that, but like they're down to reach out. Like they have yeah, I'm a find me an opportunity. I'm gonna reach out, but it's like the execution got to be there too. Like you got to like, if you're gonna reach out to somebody that's already doing it for themselves, if you're not finna add to what they doing or take some of that pressure off of them, there's really no point. You just wasting my time. Like me replying to your messages, I could be editing or hanging out with my kids or something, or doing some push-ups or anything productive other than just talking to you about essentially getting in the way. And I know that sounds crazy.
But it's like true, somebody like we pay for the convenience.
Right. They you know what I'm saying, they're reaching out for an opportunity and to, get better at their craft and grow. So I don't want to say get in the way, but it's like you get in the way. If this the conversation ain't productive, like, bro, kick rocks, bro.
Yeah.
And I like I said, and I never want to just like leave nobody on red or not reply to nobody. So I do my best. Say like, even if I'm gonna tell you no, like respectfully, bro, no thank you. I try to reply to everybody, but it's been a few that's like,
I just hit him with
and more power to him. You got to be consistent to get what you want. But I'm like, fam, if you don't get off my phone,
I just hit him with I ain't got a budget for that, and they just immediately just stop. I'm like, thank God. I had asked a girl to come on here because she had and this is like another reason why I'm pretty big on not having like artists on. Not that I don't want them to shine. I hope you guys all blow up and become fucking Grammy award winning singers, rappers, everything, all that and above. But I just want genuine conversations with everyday folk. Right, so I try not to reach out to them. But I had seen this girl. I was like, hey, you know what? She seems like a cool person. I hit her up. I was like, would you want to be a guest? I'm going to invite you. She's like, yeah, my fee's $300. And at first I was like, I get it. She's an artist. She probably trying to make some money. I went and checked out her YouTube, and then I sat there and I thought about it. I was like, I feel like paying for a conversation would be like paying for sex. It's not going to be genuine. Mm-hmm. You're here just because you're getting paid to do it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people go to work, don't like it, but they're there. Why? Mm-hmm. They're getting paid. Mm-hmm. And I was like, respectfully, I pass.
I'm not paying nobody to be on my show, bro. That'll never happen. That'll never happen. And especially like before, like I was very open and honest about like, you know, the big name people from here in San Diego that I wanted on my show. And thank God I've gotten 2 of the 3 so far. And the second one, he's like one of the biggest names out of the city. And so, and I had that. I was never gonna pay for nothing before, but now that I've had an NBA champion.
Oh, that shit was dope.
Appreciate it, bro.
Oh, that shit was fire.
I've had an NBA champion come.
Did you produce that?
Yeah, I produced that. Yeah,
you did everything.
Yeah,
I saw somebody was there taking pictures.
That's my homegirl Heather. Oh, you should, if you ever need a photographer, you should reach out, bro. She's best in Dago, in my opinion, best in Dago. But like, yeah, like I was never. We're having conversations, bro. I'm not gonna pay you to come and talk to me for 2 hours. I'm never doing that. Yeah. But even if I was about to say, even if I might have considered it, I would never consider it. But now, like, and I don't want to like I'm some big dog, but like, I had an NBA champion come talk to me, and he didn't charge me. You know what I mean? So it's like
on the strength of love and shit,
right? Yeah. So it's like this. He's at the top of the mountain at what he does. It doesn't at what he does. It don't get no higher. It don't get no higher. And he came and talked to me for free. You think I'm about to pay you? Come on, bro. Like,
hey, but you know, they act like it's a feature.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
nah. I know a basketball influencer. He's not a friend of mine. Associate, cool dude. I can't say we're friends because we never kicked it like that. But associate, whenever he's in town, not even in town, whenever I see him doing his thing on Instagram, I hit him up, and he's like, if you know basketball, you follow him. Like he's one of them. And I'd met him before he blew up, well before he blew up. He's probably he's at over 100,000 followers. I think when I started following him, he might have been at 7,000.
That's what's up,
right? And he reached out to me on some genuine, like, hey, yo, I'm finna be playing this game in your city. Like, how much for a mix? I need some content. Like, I'm like super humble. Like, I'm finna turn up. You need to be there. And sure enough, he turned up. People gonna know who I'm talking about now. That's cool. But now, like, I reached out and I asked him to be on the show. I asked him to be on the show before he blew up. He's like, oh yeah, next time I'm in Dago, we could probably make that happen. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm misremembering it, I'll DM you and we can just take this part out. But if I remember correctly, he's like, yeah, next time I'm in town, we can figure it out. Be a little difficult, but let's figure it out. Wasn't able to make it happen. He blow up. He the man now. Like, what's up, bro? Come talk to me about the glow up. Come be on the podcast. Oh, I charge $500 for those now, bro. I said, hey, more power to you, bro. I'm gonna just see you at the next basketball game, bro. I ain't finna give you $500 to come talk to me for 2 hours. I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it.
Yeah, I think because we see like famous people and they do it, you're just like, all right, but whatever. I'm not gonna say you're not there. If you mentally you think you're there, you there. You got it, big dog.
If you can get it, then get it. You're just not gonna get it from me.
Yeah, that's like tricking.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's plenty of dudes putting you on the odds.
I'm not saying you're not worth it. I'm not saying you're not worth it and don't deserve it, but you're not gonna get it from me.
I'm sorry, not gonna happen.
But you're not gonna get it from me.
That's I rarely give girls drinks. Like, you think I'm gonna put you on a yacht?
Come on, bro. Man, I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's just fucking hilarious, man. What's up with the new Why You Always Whining? What's that show based on?
It's basically
I see the charcuterie board or however you pronounce it.
Right. It's charcuterie, one of the two. But it's we tackle, you know.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Is
it you always and somebody else, or is it you and plus somebody always, and is it gay? I'm
gonna always be on the show.
You're the consistent.
I'm the one person that's always gonna be consistent.
Is there anybody else that's gonna always be consistent?
There'll be people that are like very, very reoccurring.
Okay,
but I can't say definitively if there will be, because there was my one homegirl. She was on episode 1 and she was supposed to be on episode 2 and she had to cancel last minute.
Oh, okay.
So. And her plan, if I'm not mistaken, I have to check in with her, but her plan is to be on every episode.
Oh, okay.
And that wasn't, which is dope for me because that wasn't my idea. It was just like, I knew I was going to be here and I'm going to invite 5 different people each time to have these conversations. And I reached out to her and told her about the show before I did episode 1. And then she came and did episode 1 and had such a good time. And then she's like, you know, putting it out of her story, like, yo, come check out our new podcast.
Okay.
And I was like, I never had that before, bro. Yeah. of all the
we are easily pleased, huh?
Yes, very much. Because
you put my link in your box.
Of all the co-hosts that I've had, bro, no one's ever like, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you've ever been a co-host of mine.
No shout out.
But I feel like no co-host of mine has ever been like eager and excited to be like, yo, this is my new show and this is what we doing, and like tap in and check us out. And she was all about it. So I'm like, you know what? If she want to be on every episode, we gonna be. If that's her energy, if that's how she go promote and rock out, she can be on every episode. I'm cool with that. And then she had to cancel for episode 2.
Never mind.
But no, she said she plans to be there. She plans to be there. But we ask challenging and difficult conversations and just have. We ask challenging and difficult questions and just have the difficult conversations over a glass of wine. I've
been wanting to ask you. I'm glad you hit me up today. You're like, yo, can you do it today? And so I had a guest on. Shout out to Lyric. This episode actually comes out tomorrow. But we were talking about interracial dating, and it came up as like, because I know you're pretty much like you would prefer like a black woman,
right?
That he would be like, that's how he felt. He's like, nah, like I'm cool. And then it came up as like, you think people who date like black men or black women, is there like a fetish behind it? Is it like a curiosity that they're just trying to satisfy? It's not a genuine attraction. It's just like, almost like if it's I don't want to say fad, but what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Like a
fetish. I know what you're
like a fetish, but like a trending thing.
I've asked the question because I've wanted to know, like, I've seen people say like, oh, you're like, when they see like black women, I was just, I love my queens, y'all know that, but like you'll see like black women that if they see a white woman that's like, I only date black men, and they'll say like, oh, you're fetishizing black men. It's like, and I asked this on my podcast, on the Ain't Got It Yet podcast, at what point does it turn from a preference to a fetish? Yeah, because it's like, and to answer your question, I would need to hear your reasons as to why that's your preference. You know what I mean? Because if it's like a woman that isn't black, or even if she is black, if it's like you're basically just talking about like the body type, and like you're talking about what's between his legs and his, if I feel like you can identify when it's a fetish or not. I remember when I talked about it on my show, I pulled up the definition of a fetish. I can't think of it right now, but I feel like based on like the conversation and like why they want to date why their preference is what it is determines if it's a fetish or not. Because like I say, like I want my woman to be black. Someone could easily, like, say if there's a Mexican girl that wants to date me, she'd be like, well, you got a fetish for black girls, like what's that about? You know what I mean? So it's like,
okay,
at what, like, I guess you can say that, but it's like you need to know the reasons is basically what I'm saying. Like at what point, like why do you want to date a black man? If it's like just why? Like for me, my mom was black. Like all like my first like 4 out of 5 elementary school teachers were black women. You know what I mean? I'm a mama's boy. You know what I mean? So like I love my dad to death. And I like I told you earlier, I was anywhere my mom was, I was with her. And so like all of my most formative years, I was always around next to my mom and then around black women at school. So it's like in my most formative years. And like I love to read. I was just talking about this on the wine show. My most formative, like my second grade teacher, Miss Fulcher, a black woman, is the reason why I love reading to this day and why I love literature to this day. My 5th grade teacher, she was a dance instructor. I danced to this day. Like I danced all throughout high school. Like all my most formative years were shaped by black women. And I feel like that's a big reason why I admire and revere black women the way I do. I do find if you're attractive, you're attractive, whether you're black or not. I'm not saying like I only find black women attractive. That would just be crazy to say. But I think that's why I respect and revere and hold black women to the standards that I do. But I don't know, to answer the question, I don't know, man. Like I do know. I think you have to hear the answer to why they like want that. Because if it's like, even if you hear like a girl that's like, nah, I like heavy set dudes. It's like, okay, that's your preference, and that's fine. And then when you dig into that, like, why do you like heavy set dudes? And if those reasons are most of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I'm
superficial.
Right. I've said the same thing like 3 times, but like that's how it feels. Like it's the answer to why that's your preference.
I get it. But I also be tripping out. How you feel about like these younger dudes, NBA players, who like, marry like the white girl or the Hispanic girls and shit like that. Is there any you hear online shit like they're easier to deal with?
You see that?
Is there any like, does that offend you or does that like make you feel some type of way because like you admire black women so much that you'd be like, yo, what you trying to say with that? Like, or is it just like it's only gonna affect those who like the shoe fits?
I think it's a little bit of both. I do my friends that are black men that don't choose to date black women. I don't want to say that's fine. It's your preference. But it's when you say you don't want to date black women, then I have a problem with that. Not like I'm going to fight you about it, but if ever I hear a black man say he doesn't want to date black women, I'm going to ask why. It's
probably some traumatic experience or like their childhood growing up.
It don't always be that. A lot of times, I don't want to say a lot of times. Sometimes it is, but then a lot of times it's literally stereotyping, and that sounds crazy because it's your own people.
Yeah,
but that's what it is. Again,
stereotypes exist for a reason, right?
Yes,
and anybody in any culture can attest to that. Like we be on some shit. Like I'm Mexican, and I'd be like, "That's some bice ass shit you're doing, bro." Like
yes, but that doesn't apply to all.
Right, it does not.
And that's what I say to my friends or anyone. And to be clear, I do not have a bunch of black male friends that don't want to date black women. I don't. Maybe one for sure, maybe two. So let me be clear. That's not what my circle is. Even if the things that you're saying about this certain group are true, it's not true to everyone.
Right.
So you could say, I ain't gonna say the word you just used. That's not my people. I ain't trying to get canceled. But you could say like, oh, black women are
aggressive or whatever.
Aggressive. I'll just use the term. I don't feel this way. I'm saying the terms that I've heard from other people. Black women are aggressive or loud and not submissive and all this and that. I've seen white women that are the same. I've seen Mexican women that are the same. I've seen Asian women that are the same. You know what I mean? And so it's like, yeah, that's true about black women, but that ain't true about every black woman that you come across, that you come in contact with. Like I've told a couple of my, like one of my friends that he subscribes to that. I tell him, like, bro,
he believes those stereotypes.
Some of them, most of them. And I have to tell him, like, bro, and again, I said this on Why You Always Whining. I love my people. I purposely frequent the places that are curated for black people. I go to Neo Soul Tuesday. I go to Soul Sunday. I go to SD Melanin. I'm all of them. I'm at all of them, and I do not run into the women that you're describing, bro. I don't run into these loud women that don't respect me, that call me out my name, that don't, care about their self-care and I don't run into these women, bro. So I'm like, where are you meeting these women, number one? And number two, how are you what's your approach and what energy are you giving off that you're attracting that back? Because like I told you when the show first started, I've met nothing but boss chicks that get to the money, that got their head on straight, that's traveling, doing dope stuff with their life. Black women. This is who I've been meeting. So for you to tell me that you've been meeting this girl that's loud and do this, and I don't meet those women, bro. I know they exist. I'm not saying you're lying, but I don't meet these women. Right. So where are you meeting them at? And what are you saying to attract that? Or what energy are you giving off to attract that? Is my reply to that.
I get it. I just feel like maybe they're taught that, like maybe their dads are like, look, get you a nice little white girl. She's not gonna be,
probably,
and so then the kids learn from what they're taught and told, and like it's just like racism. Like it's crazy to think that racism still exists, but because it's like passed down, right? Like the racist parent's gonna teach his kid to be racist, not because the kid's born racist, but it's just shit gets taught down, and that might be one of them and shit.
And then some of that is subconscious. Like you might have never said out loud, or have maybe never had the clear thought of I'm not dating that group of people. But if you grew up in a household where a man that looked like that beat up your mom, or a woman like that never respected your dad,
you might not go for that.
Perfect example. I never frequently watched his content, but Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, before he passed away. I remember one of his videos, there was a black woman on there talking to him, and she had, I want to say, like two adult sons, black women, two adult sons that don't date black women. And she's telling Kevin Samuels like she's looking for a black man, and she's telling Kevin Samuels like, yeah, my kids. And he asked like, how old are you? Are you married, divorced, dress size, all of that. And he's going through the whole thing with her. She's like, yeah, I have 2 sons. I'm divorced. I have 2 sons, and yeah, they don't date black women. And before she got to that, she was saying how like black men don't want her, like black men aren't going for her, and this and that. And Kevin Samuels was like, well, why do you think that is? And she was like, well, I don't know. And then she started getting into her kids and all this and that. Say, my kids don't, my 2 sons don't want to date black women either. He was like, well, why do you think that is? And she was like, well, they probably like maybe saw some stuff that that they don't like. He was like, well, what do you mean? And she was like, well, I'm a very no, she didn't say something that they don't like. They probably just they're just different, She was like, well, he was like, well, tell me about yourself. Like like I'm a very aggressive woman. I'm a very this and that, and he didn't like like how you kind of laugh. He didn't like laugh or like make a face or nothing. He just kind of sat back and listened.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, how was that worked out for you? She's like, hasn't been the best. And then Kevin Samuels was like, well, your sons that don't want to date black women, it's probably the same reason why the men don't want to date you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like shit you see, shit you're taught, shit you want to avoid and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And there's the opposite. There's guys who would, want pretty much their mom. You know what I mean? Like, not like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They look for all the characteristics in their mom and women. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I guess it's just either like hit or miss and shit.
Yeah, for sure. I again going through a divorce, but I wasn't looking for my mom, but after like going through like the dating process, I was like, this girl's a lot like my mom, bro. A lot like my mom, and I still think that a lot like my mom. So
good or bad?
Good. I love my mom. Is amazing. Yeah. My mom is amazing. Beautiful woman, amazing wife, like that. Like she's like the prototype. And I'm not just saying that because she's my mom. Like if like my friends that have come over to my house be like, yo, the way your mom like she just like honors and reveres and like caters to your dad is dope. And it's not like on no like catering to where like she don't have a soul and she don't have no backbone.
She's like the wife.
My mom is a very, very strong woman, and she gonna speak her mind and say what she think. But she's a submissive wife.
I had a guest on here. Shout out to him. We were talking about like like if he like black women, and he was on that like no, he's like nah, too much to deal with, whatever, right? And I was like, it's funny. I love.
It's a black dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I think black women are beautiful. Like some of my crushes are like black women. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, but they never fuck with me. He's like, you either got to be like hella hood for them to fuck with you, or I forgot what the other example was, and I was like, well, I'm neither of those, so that's probably why. And he's like, yeah, like you gotta be, and I was just like, damn, that's kind of like you stereotyping their likes and shit now. Like you either like they only like really hood dudes.
Not true, bro.
And I was just like, I'm gonna have to trust you on your opinion since you a black man, and
not true.
And then shit like that. But I had a roommate. You probably wouldn't like him. I didn't like him at all, but he was very like pro-black. Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
But he was very much, I don't know if this is like hate towards his own people, but he's like, I love black people. I think Chris Brown said it. Not Chris Brown, Chris Rock. He had said it. He's like, I love black people.
I hate niggas.
And he was like that. And he hated anything that had anything to do with like a ghetto stereotype. He was very against it. He didn't believe in it. He looked down on those kind of people. But he was very pro-black. But he was only like pro-black for like the opposite of that. And it never sat right with me. I didn't like him, but
that's whack, bro. Because it's like, I'm not saying you have to be like proud of things that you don't like, but to diss your people for it.
I think he justified it by saying like, no, I'm pro-black. Like, I love black people. But you don't love them all though.
There's every race of people. Every race of people has things that they have to overcome. And not just black people. Every race of people has things that they have to overcome. But with black people, you have to realize and understand that a lot of the circumstances that we deal with were forced on us. We didn't put ourselves in these situations. We didn't. And a lot of people are doing the best they can with a terrible situation. And so it's like yeah, you would hope people that look like you, and I'm not only saying black people. I'm not only saying that about black people. I'm sure every race of people can look at their people and be like, man, I wish you didn't do like that. You making us look bad. But it's different for black people because we already have that stigma. Like white people don't have the stigma of like they are loud or, ghetto or, can't keep things nice or like, you know what I mean? They don't have those stereotypes. Like, and so for black people, a lot of us feel like when we walk into a space where we got our whole race with us. When I walk in, like I feel like especially my first time coming here, I feel like to be on camera. I feel like my first time coming in here, I'm bringing all the black people with me. I don't know what
I got you.
I don't know what your experiences are with black people. You might believe some of those negative stereotypes about black people. And I feel like it's my job to come in here and to be well dressed, to be articulate, to be smart, to be able to conjugate a verb, and to, you know what I mean? And to
you come here like not saying specifically here, or when you enter a room, you feel like you're going like on the defense.
No,
until the vibe, until you fill it out.
No, I don't put, okay, let me say this. I don't put anything extra on to walk into any room. Like I don't do anything extra. I'm always myself. But I'm very proud that I'm articulate, that I'm educated, that I've been to school, that I know how to speak, that I'm respectful. I take pride in all those things. And I want to put those things on display. They're going to be on display because this is who I am, but I'm proud that I can put those things on display. And I know that a lot of people, when they see black people or hear about black people, they think negative things. I know that and very cognizant of that. And I know that when I walk into a room, I represent all of my people, whether I want to or not. It's a cross. It's a cross that pretty much all black people have to bear. And it's just whether or not you're conscious of it and whether or not you care.
That part. I was going to say.
Whether or not you care to bear that cross.
Some people don't give a fuck.
I do. Just like when I was, and I keep talking about being married, but when I was, especially like when I was young, I got married when I was 24. Like when I was like fresh, like young and married, I wasn't lying. I wasn't capping. I was having a lot of fun. Me and my wife at the time and I were having a lot of fun, doing different things around the city, taking trips, and being a dope, fly, young married couple. And I felt like it was my duty, not even to be a black person that's married, but just a young person that's married, to show other young men, it's cool to marry your girl, bro. It's cool to get married, even if you're young. It's cool to get married and be committed to one girl and do dope stuff with just your girl. That's dope. That's fly. That's cool, bro. I felt it was my duty to show it's fly to be a young married dude. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with being black. I feel like it's my duty to show other black people, but more importantly, I don't want to say more importantly, just as important to show other black people and people that aren't black that you may have experienced those negative stereotypes that you've heard about or read about or seen on TV and movies or whatever. That's true to some extent. But what's also true and what's more true is that black people are educated and smart and articulate and nice and kind and considerate and loving and respectful. Like I very much feel it's my duty to carry the good things in with me as well. Not with me, not as well, because I feel like I don't really have none of the bad on me. But just show people like black people are really cool and really dope and really smart and really articulate for sure.
That's dope. Yeah. I appreciate that answer. I like hearing different people's perspective on it. Because you get different answers every time. Like that guy, he was like, nah, you ain't going to attract a black girl unless you're like really hella hood or something else and shit like that. And it's probably like an ignorant answer. Like,
how old was that dude? How old was he?
I want to say 30.
Yeah, he's too old to be talking like that, man.
31 maybe?
He's too old to be talking. That sounds like something you say in high school.
True. Yeah.
He's too old to be talking like that.
Yeah.
That's not true. That's not true.
I mean, I'd tell you off mic some of the other thoughts he had that I definitely did not agree on. But
I tell anybody and everybody, bro. And granted, it's not only black people that go to Soul Sunday, but it's a space created and curated.
I've yet to go. I need to go,
bro. It's the last one of the year is this weekend.
Oh, it's only during the summer or some shit. This Sunday?
Yeah, the last one of the year is this coming Sunday.
Sundays, man.
They're doing an after party too. I'm gonna be there for sure. I'm gonna be in that thing for sure.
Single.
Yes, sir.
What up?
It's gonna be my second Soul Sunday being single. Third, second. Anyway, I'm gonna be at Soul Sunday for sure. I try not to miss it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope. I appreciate your answers, man, and I appreciate you putting me up on game. Or not putting me, just giving me your insight on that, because I'm an inquisitive person, so I like to hear different. Like, if you were Mexican, I'd probably just ask you, like, the other side of the Mexican shit.
Right. My pleasure. Absolutely. Thanks for asking, too.
Yeah. I don't know if you, like, I'm not ever trying to be disrespectful and shit.
I didn't take it that way.
I had told, what was it? A couple episodes ago, that I grew up with, like, all my friends growing up were black. My best friends were the black kids. And oddly enough, my dad did not like black people because he had bad experiences. Like, he caught them, like, stealing from him and shit like that, and he didn't like it, but he never, ever transferred that. He never said, like, don't hang out with them.
Shout out to him.
He never disrespected their mom or their dad. On contrary, they'd be like, yo, can my son stay? My dad would be like, yeah, your son always has a home here if you need him to, whatever. He was always like, I'll feed them, whatever. Like, always respectful. He never told me don't be friends with them. Nothing, none of that. Even though he had his experiences. But dope. He just understood that kids are not like that, like, you can't blame kids for something adults do and shit like that. So I didn't know that. Like, my whole life, I just thought my dad was like cool. Like, oh shit, my dad likes anybody, right? It wasn't until later that my mom was like, not really. Like, your dad did not like like older black dudes. Like,
and you know what, bro? Like,
not that he was raised. He didn't walk around like,
I'm with you.
I could join the clan. No, he was just like, I had my experiences. I keep my eye around them and shit.
And to that point, bro, my mom and I were just talking about, not necessarily about race, but just like people's perception of things and like why it is. Your dad and why, in his perception, I don't agree, but I understand. And this is what I was telling my mom. That was like the consistent thing that I kept saying. It was like, I don't agree, but I understand. Like, I was telling my mom a story about, I knew a girl like right out of high school. All the guys that she dated in high school and college, I do that. But she dated nothing but, because of like people, Escondido's only but so big, so I feel like if I start giving too many details, like, oh, I know who you're talking about.
Esco knows everybody.
You know what I mean?
You guys all know each other.
Yeah, I'm like, let me be cool. But all her boyfriends in high school and college were black, and they all cheated on her. And so in her mind, all black guys cheat. And I was like, that's not true. She was like, Mike, you could tell me it's not true. She was like, but she's like, I have like a 6 to 7 year history over like so many men that tell me that this is true. So I was like, yeah, but I was like, I'm not asking you to date me or my brother, me and my friends, but we don't get down like that. So she was like, look, I'm telling you from firsthand experience, like, I get it. Like, I can't discount your experiences. It's true to you. So if you've 6 years and 4 or 5 guys and they all cheated, it's true to you. It's true. It's like if I buy 4 pair of Air Force Ones and try to go play, or any shoe, and try to go play basketball in it, and every time the sole rips, I'm gonna be like, yo, that's a terrible shoe. I can't play ball in that. There might be another guy who he don't run as fast as me or cut as hard as I do, and they're just fine for him. He'd be like, bro, I've been playing these for 6 years. I'd be like, bro, that's good for you, but I'm telling you, these shoes are trash. he can't tell me nothing because I have 4 pairs that ripped. He can't tell me nothing. So it's like, I understand why you feel that way, but I don't agree, because it's like, those are your experiences, but you haven't experienced everybody. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you're definitely not right, but I can't say you're wrong either. You know what I mean?
Well, 2 things could be right. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I give my pops credit, rest in peace, but he never did that. Because it could have easily, like, done, like, stay away from them or don't be around them. But like I said, like, growing up, my best friends were all black kids. So
that's dope. That's dope.
I got black friends.
Man, it was such a I remember like having my first close friend that wasn't black. Like it was like a thing. Like it was like a thing. I remember like
a white person?
Yeah, white dude. His name was Jacob. I remember going to his house to stay the night. And granted, like my parents, like they weren't big on us staying the night anywhere. Just like, being, church. The whole church thing was like, we don't know what's going on in that house. Just like your dad.
That's a very much a minority thing right there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Probably. But just like your dad, I was like, they'll always have a home here. My parents were like, oh, can we go to so-and-so? Like, no, just tell everybody to come over here.
Yeah, that's my mom. I never once.
I could tell my mom, like, can we go? Like, can I stay tonight? Like, literally, all 20 of my friends are up there. She's like, just tell all 20 of them to come here. Don't worry about it.
I've never
just tell everybody to come here.
I've never stayed at anybody's house. My mom was like, they can come here?
Mm-hmm. I only stayed the night at my friends that we met from church because my parents, like, knew them, like, in an intimate way. And then I had another friend named Eldrick. He had a sleepover all through elementary school, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 4th and 5th grade for sure. I don't know about 3rd grade. But he had sleepovers every year for his birthday, Saturday night. And because we were going to be in church Sunday morning, bro, I would stay the night and my parents would come and pick me up Sunday morning to go to church. That was the only house that like I went, that house and Jacob. But I remember Jacob, when I first met him, white dude, it was like a thing. Like my parents and his parents met and it was like a whole thing. I remember like, why is this such a big deal? Like I just, me and the homie kicking it. And then like my parents like driving me over to his house. I remember my parents like, in retro, now I'm thinking about it, like in retrospect, like they like literally like checking out everything in the house, being respectful, being nice, smiling, but checking out everything in the house, like just making sure before I leave my son here, like. And they had already met like the weekend before, had met Jacob's parents, like just to like get an introduction, and then the next weekend was like, let me check everything out. And I remember it being like a big thing to where it's like, yo, you finna stay at like your white friend's house, like this is a thing. I never forget, but this ain't really got much to do with nothing. But I mean, he had a big hut, like buff Dalmatian. And this is like, elementary school, you into wrestling. So like we on the, his mom put out the sofa bed, and we started on the sofa bed, we wrestling. We ended up going in the backyard, we in the grass like wrestling, right? And I remember I grabbed him and I slammed him on the ground, bro. And his dog came and tackled me, bro.
Oh shit!
And I've been deathly afraid of dogs my entire life. His dog like tackled me and was like barking. And his dad had to come and like grab, like pick up the dog and like, bruh.
Are you still afraid of dogs?
Yeah, but not like I used to be. I used to couldn't even sit in the room. Like it could be like the smallest dog you've ever seen. I can't sit in the room. I'm not doing it. But now if it's like a small dog, or if it's like a bigger dog that's like well trained and it's like it's a chill dog, I could do that. But if your dog is like up trying to lick me and sniff me and all of that and barking, I'm like, I'm cool, bro. I'm gonna catch y'all next time. I don't do all of that. Too unpredictable.
Dogs, yeah,
for sure. Cats more so, but even dogs too.
Oh, you think so?
Cats are way unpredictable. Yeah,
I have 2 cats, so I don't know, man. Like, I didn't like cats at first. My girl's a huge cat lover.
I don't like any animal.
And then she was, she had a cat, but when we moved in together, I was like, nah, I ain't really. And then we ended up getting one, and I appreciate cats way more than dogs now.
Mm-hmm. Really?
I hate needy things in general, like people,
I see.
Pets, and dogs are mad needy, bro. You've gone to houses and the dog's just like rah, 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 all over you, and they're like, oh, he's just friendly like that, and the dog's just like on top of the owner or whatever. That's just irritating to me. Cats will come up to you like you pet them for a second, they're like, all right, that's enough.
Right.
And they dip. They never bug you or nothing. I love that.
See, what I don't like about dogs, it's more so the owner. If it's like you got a dog that want to be all up on the guests. If I'm at your house and your dog is all like in my space,
and they can't control it.
It's like, I understand. I walked into his house. This is this dog's house. He gonna come sniff me, lick me a little bit. Like, what you doing? This is my space. I get that. But after a while, if your dog is like all in my way and you not moving the dog, it's like, bro, why you got me in here if you're not finna keep your dog away from me, bro? I remember one of the homies, we was at his house. This is over 10 years ago. We at his house and we playing PlayStation or Xbox or whatever he had. And I remember this was whatever the little DJ game that just came out. He going ham. He turntables and the whole thing. And I'm sitting there, I'm on my phone, and I don't like dogs. I had just got to the point where I could be in a room with a dog. And I'm like, his dog is like coming on the couch, like, there's no armrest in the middle. It's like, the dog is like right up on me, kept crawling across my lap, like, and I'm low-key kind of scared. Like, it's a phobia for me. And I'm like, every time the dog touched him, like, he would not like move the dog, bro. And I remember like I'm on my phone. I got my phone right here. And the dog, bro, I didn't see it coming. It jumped in my lap. and just reflex, bro. My forearm, I like hit the door so hard, bro. My forearm just like knocked his dog like it like oh and like he like paused the game and like looked like hit me with a mean mug like, bro, did you just hit my dog? I remember I just looked at him and was like, hey, bro, I'm gonna get up out of here, bro. Like I just left. I didn't even give him a chance to be like I just left. I was like, every time when my brother, my homies, like, you finna go over to so and so, I was like, nah, bro, I can't do it. That dog will be all over the place crawling on me, and I can't do it.
Ah, man, dogs are just hit or miss.
I never been a dog or animal lover at all, bro. Only pets I ever had were fish, bro, because they stay in the water. You ain't gotta damn make no sounds. You ain't gotta clean up no poop. You ain't gotta take them for a walk.
And when they die, you just flush them down.
And it's therapeutic. You hearing the, you know what I'm saying,
the bubbles from
bubbles and the, you know what I'm saying, and just watch them move around through the castle. No, it's therapeutic. That's the only pet I can mess with. I ain't trying to clean up after nothing. I ain't trying to smell no cat or no dog. I'm cool. Well, cats, you don't really smell too much unless it's like after a while. But dogs, I'm cool.
Yeah. You can always walk in the house and be like, I got dogs.
Yeah.
What I do for a living, I go to a lot of residences. As I'm walking up, I know if it's a dog owner or not from the smell. I'd be like, oh, they got dogs for sure. Yeah. And then I knock on the door and it's like, I was like,
yeah. Bro, my little brother came home last week, low key limping. He's like, his hip was hurt. He said he works for Amazon. He said he was like dropping off some packages. These people had a couch in their front yard. And he's walking up, you can see the front of the couch, and he don't know that like the back of the couch, there's a dog like hanging out in the shade right there. He come walking up. He said a dog chased him all the way back to his Amazon.
Hey, did you see that?
So I could not do it, bro. Hell no.
You see that? Speaking of Amazon, you see that video of the Amazon driver comes out from dropping off a baggage, like a
bunch of taking the packages. I saw that.
I was like, yo, I was with my girl too, and I was like,
and he just stopped.
This is the kind of shit that makes like certain people just like minorities, bro. I'm like, why, man?
I thought the same thing.
I was like, even like when you see like people robbing like Targets and whatever, like any type of stealing, right? Mm-hmm. If it's not a necessity, if you're not taking food to feed your family, like that you ain't got no food and stealing's on it, shit, I'll even buy it for you, my dude. Like,
right.
But to steal out of pure greed, just because it's a quick flip, that shit irritates me, man.
Did you see the video of some kids coincidentally this like big, like it looked like a gated community maybe, but a FedEx driver and a UPS driver were dropping off at the same time, and a bunch of kids were outside playing basketball.
Oh, the basketball, and he
so
got on. Yeah, I saw that shit.
The FedEx driver and the UPS driver play 1-on-1. The UPS driver won. I thought that was hilarious.
He put the ball between his legs. Yeah, I saw that shit.
Said FedEx down bad, bro. They got to give the UPS dude a raise or some type of bonus or something. Put him in a commercial or something.
They got to talk to the FedEx guy like, hey, man, you making us.
Yeah, bro.
TBD. If you can't hoop, don't be taking on these challenges and shit.
Yeah. But, the UPS driver looked like he was like, I got something for you. As the FedEx driver, he was like, oh, the kids told me to do it, so I'll do it. The UPS dude looked like he was like reliving his high school days.
Yeah, like he scored 30 in his last high school game and shit.
For sure.
Hey, man, I ain't going to keep you too long, bro, but I do appreciate you coming through.
Absolutely, bro.
Well, cheers to great convo, man. Appreciate it. We finally made it happen and shit. I appreciate you, man. All the success to your network and all your shows, man.
I appreciate it, bro.
You know, I'll be watching them. I hope I can hear them one day. Put them on Spotify, please.
I got you, bro. I started working. I got like a few of them up on Spotify, and I got busy with some other stuff. And then I was thinking like, should I just keep them? I was like, nah, I need to put out the audio form as well. I got to do that. So it's coming soon.
There's a lot of us who still listening and shit.
I said that last time, but it's coming. So I might actually, I know we're about to get out here. I might actually be bringing on an assistant pretty soon.
Oh yeah,
freshman at San Diego State. Just wants to grow, just wants to learn. I'm
like a producer type.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't got no bread for you. And they hit me up. It was like, I see you doing a lot of dope stuff. Like, let me just tag along and shadow you.
Anybody from a JUCO wanting to come help me, let me know, man.
I said, shadow me. I could put you to work. I ain't got no bread for you, but I could definitely, put you to work, and you could throw some stuff on your resume for sure. I was like, well, yeah, let's do that. So I think on Thursday, I'm gonna jump on a phone call and see what's good with that. I hope that work out.
That'd be nice.
So like make these clips and do all the uploading for me. Man.
Sheesh.
Man, that's gonna free
anything
me
up to free you up some time,
bro. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation.
Nah, but I appreciate you, Michael, come through. Big
Absolutely.
Mike,
absolutely.
Big Mike from the wood.
Anytime. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my top 5 favorite movies too.
All facts.
Yeah, make sure y'all check me out, man. Ain't Got It Yet podcast. On the Mic with Michael Flicks. Ain't Got It Yet podcast every Friday. On the Mic with Michael Flicks every Sunday. And then Why You Always Whining episode 1 drops Wednesday. You know,
but they can find you all that on your page. What is the YouTube
all of that.
page?
All on my Instagram is Michael Flicks, MICHAEL.FLIX. And then the YouTube is Flicks Media Network.
There you go.
Check me out.
I appreciate you. Hey, till next time. Peace.
Yeah, you looking for me, you can find me at the spot. Chopping it up with Jonah, we talking about what's hot on the block. Up in Dago, man, we bumping. Keeping it confidential, you know this how we coming, we ain't frontin'. Looking for that real, better tune in and stick by. Put on for the city every time that I dip by. Getting to that gritty every time that we sit down. Promise you it's real every time that I get round, come on. Been in the field playing, we